mining. Part of it says abolish the community mining system, which is highly partisan, exclusive, and defeatist of its own purpose, and establish artisanal small-scale mining cooperatives for community members interested in artisanal small-scale mining. It talks about, the fact that they work with industry stakeholders to revamp local goldsmithing and others, but also they talk about, the Blue Water Initiative and all others aimed at dealing with illegal mining. Ensure that mining operations are not conducted in unapproved areas, such as water bodies, and that the concession holders rehabilitate impacted areas. How are they ensuring that we are not mining in water bodies? How are they ensuring that we are not mining in forest reserves? What has been done? We'll get into that conversation here on the Super Morning Show.
Stay with us.
The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana on X Spaces and Facebook. Coming up, the Telco's Chamber demands answers as biometric data from SIM re-registration disappears.
And so between the NTA, the Kelmi GBG, NITA, those who control that data is sitting there.
Also coming up, the NPP sets up a new 9-member committee to review the party's election defeat report and initiate proposals for constitutional amendments.
The National Council has constituted a 9-member committee to look at Professor Michael Quay's report, particularly emphasis on where issues of proposals or amendment has to be made to our constitution.
In business,
Ghana's international reserve exceeds IMF program completion target even before May 2026, a move expected to aid City's good run. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And the dream of becoming a certified cybersecurity professional, the story of 22-year-old Huda Yaya, who is going to benefit from the government's 1 million coders program.
Even to talk about online platforms, you would have to pay actually in dollars. So when I saw the opportunity that this is like for free, I was like very eager. I had to apply on the spot.
These and more with me, Mami Sinyamisha Thompson. Stay for details. And the mysterious disappearance of biometric data from the SIM card re-registration exercise has sparked alarm, with the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications pressing NITA, the NCA and Kelly GVG for urgent answers. Communications Minister Samuel Nati George told Evans Mensah on PM Express that the biometric records guarded under the NPP administration could not be traced.
In no single instance, they say they registered 39,900,000, a few shy of 40 million SIM cards. Not one of the almost 40 million SIM cards they registered was verified against the NIA. Not one.
Really?
Yes. The NIA is the only repository that holds that as a single source of truth. So the question you must ask from a data protection perspective is, all of that data that was taken, your fingerprints that were taken, where is that data sitting? It wasn't cross-referenced against anyone. Where is that sitting?
However, CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications shocked by the revelations says such sensitive data should be recovered.
So what the biometrics once is done, it goes straight to whoever is is the owner of the app. And so between the NTA, the Kelmi GVG, NITA, those who control that data is sitting there, and this is the reason why we had raised some concerns at the point where, instead of what the law stipulates, for us to use the single source of truth so far as biometric verification was concerned, which is the NI. And this was not listened to. And so I find it really very interesting that the minister, cannot find, that data that was collected.
However, IT consultant Maximus Amatoko allays fears that the biodata is in danger.
I'm not sure to be in danger because, there are protocols governing the use of data and how data is collected and managed in Ghana. So they will follow those protocols as government, because when they are going to sue, they are going to sue the institution. They won't go and sue the previous government or the minister. So I'm not sure if it's NCA that is in charge or whoever that is in charge, they will just give the data away or will not secure the data and will fall into the hands of wrong people. The storage will not be with the telcos, possibly with maybe NCA.
Maximus Amatoko is an IT consultant and he spoke on the polls. Moving on, the New Patriotic Party has set up a 9-member committee to initiate processes to amend its constitution following a review of the party's performance in the 2024 general election. This decision was made at an emergency meeting by the National Executive Committee. The party's General Secretary, Justin Frimpong, told the media the newly formed committee will focus on constitutional reforms aimed at closing the gaps identified in the Professor Michael Quay report.
The National Council has constituted a 9-member committee to look at Professor Michael Quay's report, particularly emphasis on where issues of proposals or amendment has to be made to our constitution. We want to let the media and the good people of Ghana know that we have just received the report today. We are yet to go into the details of what is entailed in the report. In the coming days, whatever we have to bring out to discuss or to communicate to our supporters or our members, the rank and file of our party, we do so.
Meanwhile, political scientist Richard Amoah is calling on former President Nana Akosua to step aside from the party's decisions.
Every step of the way, Nana control the party. This is a colossal defeat. And so you should take responsibility for it. No doubt at all. No shenanigans, nothing else. You should take responsibility for it and beg his party members forgive him. This is what you do.
Meanwhile, Global Info Analytics boss Musa Danko says findings of their latest research exonerates flag bearer Dr. Bawumia as the cause of their loss.
If you look at even the breakdown of the blame, among people who are MPP, 59% of the blames went Nonado. Among those who are MPP, Bawumia is about 30%, Matukuku Pempe about 36%, Ken Ufureta 38%. So, people were very emphatic. Either NDC, MPP, floating vote, across board, they were unanimous.
Which means that if the party's research that they've done, the Professor Michael Quay report, if they single out Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, it won't be in sync with what the grassroots of the party is thinking.
Not just grassroots, not in sync with the whole country.
Global Info Analytics boss Musa Danko on Top Story last night. Now the minority in Parliament has called on judges in the Ghana Bar Association to stand united against what it describes as a dangerous and unconstitutional attempt by the presidency to oust Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. Minority leader Alexander Fanyumake warned that recent petitions seeking to remove her are threatening the independence of the judiciary, prompting the GBA especially to condemn the development.
It's clear that the NDC government wants to infiltrate the judiciary and make it partisan. But my advice to all judges in the country, stand together. Let not somebody create an impression of one of you and think that by dislodging one of you, you will be the next. The next day, you would also be the next. So judges in the country must stand together. The judiciary must stand as one body and make a full statement to condemn this act. The Ghana Bar Association must also stand for the judiciary.
Now, for 22-year-old Huda Yaya, the dream of becoming a certified cybersecurity professional once seemed far-fetched. With some training costs quoted in foreign currency, it was a goal slipping out of reach until the 1 Million Coders initiative came along. Now she's among the fortunate few selected from 90,000 applicants to receive world-class training at no cost. Maxwell Agbagba reports.
Scores of young women and men are gathered in one of the classrooms at the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in ICT. They are part of the first cohort of beneficiaries of the 1 Million Coders program. An unexpected guest walks in, President John Mahama. He had just completed launching the 1 Million Coders program at the same venue. One of the fortunate participants in the first cohort is 22-year-old Huda Yaya.
Even to talk about online platforms, you would have to pay not in Ghana cedis but actually in dollars to take a course like this. Yes, you have to pay in dollars. So when I saw the opportunity that this is like for free, I was like very eager. I had to apply on the spot.
Speaking at the official launch of the 1 Million Coders program in Accra, President Mahama said that the initiative will adopt a decentralized approach going forward. Training will be delivered through information and community centers located in districts, municipal and metropolitan assemblies across the country.
In the next phase, we will activate training centers at community information centers across all metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. This decentralized approach ensures that no matter where you live, you will have access to the opportunity of the 1 Million Coders program.
Now, the bustling markets of Bolgatanga, comprising the old market and the new market, are facing substantial fire hazards that could endanger traders and customers. For a series on breaking the fire cycle in markets across the country, Joy News Upper East correspondent Albert Story visited the Bolgatanga markets.
The Upper East regional capital, Bolgatanga, has two main markets, the old market and the new market. The Bolgatanga markets have been quite fortunate to escape fire disasters for a long time now. However, the Bolgatanga markets are not completely safe from the danger of fire disasters. During a visit by Joy News, it was revealed that open burning of plastic and other waste is a common practice in both markets due to the lack of proper waste management systems. Linda Akupa is a leader of the Market Women's Association.
At times we just take this in the rust and just burn it there. So after the burning, you can't stand after the burning to go. You can just start and burn the thing walking away.
The fire risks are compounded by the congestion in these markets caused by unauthorized structures.
Albert, sorry, with that report bringing us to the end of this morning's bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Amisi Nyamije Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info, make a fill the gobe too small. Go! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommate's cry gets more from Absa. Digital solutions get more from Absa. Rewards we bring get more from Absa. 5-star treatment get more from Absa. Preferential rates, get more from Absa. Easy banking, and no ane Absa. Instant loans, and no ane Absa. Bank papa party, and no ane Absa. ATK account and get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment, preferential rates, amazing rewards, and seamless digital solutions to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an Absa account today and get more. Your story matters. Absa.
How secured are you? Let me ask you again. How secured are you? Say yes loud with confidence when you are protected by Millennium Insurance, because it gives you great reliability and comfort. Sign on any of our products today, be it motor, fire, burglary, accidents, travels, bonds, liabilities, engineering, marine and aviation insurance. Visit our offices in Accra, Northridge, Tema, Kumasi, Kofridia, Takrady, or any of our 30 agents nationwide. Call 0302 766 631 or 0504 394 997.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
After a long flight, Safari Homes gives you the peace to unwind. A short drive from the airport, convenient for all. For nature lovers, Safari Valley Resort is a hidden gem, surrounded by lush greenery and luxury amenities. A place where you can truly escape. Now, for water adventure, Aqua Safari Resort has it all. Jet skis, canoe rides, kayaking, and a visit to the estuary. And for more excitement, Safari Eco Park is the perfect place to get closer to some amazing animals.
Visit Safari World in Ghana, together bringing you closer to nature.
Businesses know how important it is to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is licensed to provide medical insurance services to corporate organizations and SMEs. We also have international LH Blue cover and TPAs to cushion you. Multinational companies, factories, and government agencies, focus on your business while Apex Insurance takes care of your health. Visit Apex Health Insurance office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, Kumasi, opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and Takrady Market Circle. For further inquiries, call 0501 562 962 or 0501 552 495. Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
What's your dream this year? To pull up in a brand new 4-wheel ride? Or you want to travel? Where? Sentosa Island in Singapore? Or Desert Safari in Dubai? Or you want a laptop, microwave, brand new phone, TV? Chale, what you want, you can get with SG Ghana. Minya Ubecha 7Y. Join the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo and you could win the grand prize of a brand new Toyota RAV4. Simply deposit 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of it into your SG Ghana account from now till 30th May 2025. Non-customers can open an account to participate. Visit your nearest branch or call 0302-214-314 for further inquiries. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Morning, Kojo.
Morning. I'm amused. Somebody on social media doesn't believe how old I am. A couple of days ago, I did a message from the Morning Man where I opened with a mention of the fact that I own a huge collection of DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this guy's like, you own DVDs? When were you born? How can you have DVDs? I was like, hey. Me, I grew. I'm older than Winston. People don't realize this.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
Older than the ancestor.
Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, it's just that Winston has been around for several historic moments. So that's the difference.
The ancestor.
The ancestor himself.
Seems to know everything.
All right, let me test something. I'll ask you a question. I want you to give me the answer that comes, just whatever answer comes to your mind. The first thing that comes to your mind, okay? Top of your head, right? Don't filter it. Just give the answer that comes to your mind.
I try.
Are you ready?
I try.
All right, okay. Why did the NPP lose the election?
They were detached from voters.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. They were detached from voters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They were detached. The government didn't seem to know what was going down with the ordinary people in terms of the economy, the hardship. They seemed to think that everything was going well. At least that's what they made us feel. So they were really detached, I think. And they were not listening to the voters.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my
interesting
feedback on why the MPP lost.
It's good to have that in our minds, right, while we go into today's conversation, because I wonder whether they still are detached from voters.
I think so.
Or whether they now know how voters feel.
I don't know what is in that report, but
you see, that's what I'm saying. That it will show whether they are still detached or whether they are now listening.
They don't have to think so far. I think that it was clear what the verdict of the voters, what it was on how they had, governed over the past 8 years.
What do you think of those who say they lost because of Bawumia?
Oh, Bawumia was a good candidate.
Okay.
He was a good candidate. It's just that he couldn't defend some things, like the corruption. Like how do you defend it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it was Bawumia.
This is going to be a fascinating conversation.
They don't have to think so. I think they didn't even need to have a committee over this.
Professor Okwe and his people have done their work. We are going to see what work they've done and see whether it is really rocket science. Why they lost the election.
Now you really make me want to know what is in that report.
Yeah,
I'm sure
because
they're going to come up with some.
If you ask anyone, top of their mind, just to see the first thing that comes to your Anyway, so that's what we want you to do. By the way, use the hashtag JoySMS. Just the first thing that came to your mind. Why did the MPP lose the election? Just type it on X.
And they should be listening. Maybe this will give them some more insight.
Right? Whatever. Some people have sat down. Anyway, so listen. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Why did the MPP lose the election? Type it into a tweet. Or a post on X, right? Use the hashtag JoySMS.
They can send it on WhatsApp.
Yes, send it to us on WhatsApp 055-111-997. First thing that comes to your mind, just type it. Send it now. 055-111-997. Or send a voice note. You know we like those too. Okay? Yeah. All right, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Michael Kwe trumpets.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the committee.
Committee trumpets.
Groundbreaking discoveries.
Groundbreaking. Grand revelations. Never known before now. All right.
From the committee. You guys.
Oh God.
It's Good Friday Eve, please. Be good.
The Joy Business Report comes to you now thanks to Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature, and MNC Properties, a member of MNC Group. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Hold on. For the Michael Quick Committee. Trumpets. Someone get Kojo Yankson some water. He really needs it at this point. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, Ghana's international reserve exceeds IMF program completion target even before May 2026. A move expected to aid City's good run. Also coming up, World Trade Organization downplays impact of current global tariff hikes on Ghana and other African countries. Plus, Coca-Cola Company bemoans increasing smuggling of products into Ghana, warning the country is losing millions of dollars in taxes. Details coming up. Hi, my name is Darryl Kwab. Thanks for being with us. Hello to our friends listening from Kofor Radio and KT Radio. Ghana's international reserve has exceeded the IMF program completion target even before the May 2026 deadline. The fund officials revealed this after it reached a staff-level agreement with government. Georgia has more.
Bank of Ghana's economic and financial data ending March this year show that the country's international reserves in February 2025 stood at $9.2 billion, representing 4 months of import cover. According to Ghana's program with the International Monetary Fund, the country should have reached this level in May 2026. So if it is not hit with any serious shocks in the coming month that could deplete its reserves, then we may argue that Ghana could still end the program with some strong reserves. We should also not forget that we could be receiving some inflows in the coming months, like the $370 million from the IMF in June this year. That should hit Bank of Ghana's account. The development could go a long way in helping sustain the city's recent good run against the dollar. This is because the not so good reserves in the past has seen some speculators betting on the Bank of Ghana's ability to step in and support the Ghana city in crisis times.
Georgia is starting us off with that report. Meanwhile, Head of Finance at UMB Capital, Nelson Kojo Yankson, has advised government to critically assess the potential impact of recent IMF recommendations on Ghana's economy. This follows the IMF's call for additional policy rate hikes and measures to curb government spending in a bid to control inflation. He spoke with Joy Business.
So I think that the proposal to increase the policy rate is a sound one, but we must not accept it hook, line, and sinker. We must weigh the option as against the ramifications on the economy. Then on the fiscal policy side, yes, the government, since the budget was presented, have tried as much as possible to cut down on expenditure. So I think with the rate at which the monetary policy rate is now currently, and also the rate at which government has cut down significantly, expenditure, I think will actually contain inflation. And so reducing the monetary policy rate may further worsen the inflationary pressure within the economy.
Head of Finance at UMB Capital, Nelson Kojo Yankson there. The World Trade Organization is downplaying the impact of current global tariff hikes on Ghana and other African countries. US President Donald Trump earlier this month announced a series of taxes on imports, with Ghana being hit with a 10% tax increase. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is Director General of the World Trade Organization. She spoke at a news conference in Geneva, Switzerland.
At the aggregate level, Africa's economic outlook remains broadly stable under current trade policies, with real GDP growth for the continent largely unchanged, even if reciprocal tariffs are reinstated. This is because Africa's trade with the U.S. is relatively small. The share of Africa's exports to the U.S. as a percentage of its total exports to the world is about 6.5%, and the share of Africa's imports from the U.S. as a share of its total imports is also about 4.4%. Nevertheless, this masks significant variation across countries. Some countries like Lesotho are particularly vulnerable.
You heard Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, speaking at the news conference in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, Managing Director of Coca-Cola, Felix Gomez, has disclosed that over 150,000 crates of Coca-Cola products valued at approximately $700,000 is smuggled from Nigeria into Ghana every month. Speaking during a courtesy visit to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority in Accra, Mr. Gomez emphasized the urgent need for stronger collaboration among government agencies to tackle smuggling.
As it's been raised, we face some challenges when it comes to smuggling of some of the products of Coca-Cola that are entering the country, where we believe that action should be taken at least to relook at what's going on over there. We have no doubt that with the close collaboration that we have had with GRA and indeed with this let's say, under the Commissioner General, we believe that it's also a big opportunity for us to reinforce even our collaboration further for mutual benefit of the country. And we will do all that is necessary to make sure that we invest to sustain the economy in Ghana.
Felix Gomez, Managing Director of Coca-Cola Company Limited. Meanwhile, Commissioner of Customs, Brigadier General Glover Eshong Anan, underscored the need for strong collaboration between public institutions and private sector players to effectively combat illicit trade.
We understand the adverse impact smuggling has on business, undermining fair competition, and also affecting sales and revenue. But I wish to assure you, the Customs Division views this concern with the utmost seriousness. As one of the agencies mandated to secure Ghana's borders and also facilitate legitimate trade, we are committed to working with you and other stakeholders to devise effective strategy to tackle smuggling, and through collaboration and intelligence sharing, we can significantly reduce this menace of smuggling.
Commissioner of Customs at the GRA, Brigadier General Glover Eshong Anan. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, the Chamber of Telecommunications Ghana says it remains optimistic the expected SIM re-registration exercise will complement the efforts of electronic money issuers in clamping down on mobile money fraud. This comes on the heels of a warning by government that it would revoke the licenses of some mobile money operators and electronic money issuers if they fail to implement effective measures to protect customers from fraud. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the Chamber, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe, said they will deepen collaboration with industry players to fight the menace.
Under the leadership of the minister, we are going to do another registration of a sort. So for us and so definitely the minister would not find not even one. And, this is something that, and again, EMIs fall under the purview of the Bank of Ghana. And there's been a lot of work between the industry and Bank of Ghana to try and address the issues, the fraud. There's even collaborative effort between the EMIs chamber and the Ghana Association of Banks, so that we can all work together and make sure we clamp it. So definitely we would push for a lot of education. But the interesting thing, and that's what we all need to live up with, is the fact that Ghanaians as well were so welcoming.
Chief Executive of the Chamber of Telecommunications, Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe. Now, the Ghana Hotels Association has expressed concern about the recent increase in utility tariffs, says it will negatively impact the hospitality industry. The PURC recently announced an upward adjustment with electricity increasing by an average of 14.75%, water by 4.02%. President of the association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., cautioned that the increase could impact the cost of doing business for hoteliers.
We disburse our revenues in all kinds of directions in terms of the cost build-up. One of the major ones is electricity. Now, studies have shown that ideally we should use about, say, 6% of our revenue for electricity tariffs. But as we speak, we use over 15 to 25% of our revenue for electricity alone. Okay, so with this upward adjustment of 14.5%, it means our woes are deepening. It means that we don't have much less for maintenance, for expansion, for improving the capacity of our staff.
That was Chief Executive of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr. Now, turn attention to today's edition of Investor Eye stresses on the need to avoid clicking unknown links and conversations from unknown persons regarding the mobile money wallet. We hear from Chief Executive of Mobile Money Limited, Shaibu Haruna.
Anywhere there's money, there's also the temptation of fraud. And we always tell our customers that they are the first and last line of defense. And we tell customers that please protect your PIN, ensure that you don't click onto any unsolicited link that is shared with you, act on any SMS that you receive or any phone call that purports to put you in a raffle draw or anything. Please don't be tempted. It's a bait, and if you are in doubt, you just reach us on 100 and our agent will be more than happy to support you.
All right, and that's it for the Joy Business Report. Before we go a look at the markets on the commodity market this morning, crude oil selling at $66 a barrel. Gold lost more than $7 to open trading at $3,335 an ounce. Cocoa increased by $80. Is trading this morning at more than $8,000 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 16 cedis, 10 pesos. That's what some forex bureaus are offering clients. The British pound, 20 cedis, 45 pesos. The euro going for 17 cedis, 50 pesos. Commercial banks quoting the dollar at 15 cedis, 47 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Winston and the team.
Great. Thank you very much, Daryl. The city not doing so well.
Yeah, but it's stayed there for some days now. So
it must do better.
Hopefully, hopefully when the IMF money comes, we see some small improvement.
Anyway, let's see how it goes. We can have our inspirational song for today. But tomorrow is Easter. What are you doing, Pastor Daryl Kwao?
I'm working. Unfortunately,
you're working tomorrow.
I'll be working tomorrow. I'm working over the weekend. I don't know why this particular weekend is the weekend I have to work, but
okay. You're serving Ghana. I'm sure after work
we'll be here. Yeah,
after work you'll go to the Independence.
Tomorrow at the Independence Square. Yes. We'll definitely make time to be there. The Good Friday Miracle Service. That's where the whole of Accra is going. So from 3 p.m.
There's a miracle service.
The miracle service.
Okay. What does that mean?
So you're going to see lots of miracles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why just on Good Friday?
Oh, it happens all the time. The evangelist is always traveling the continent to hold Healing Jesus campaign. Okay. So yeah.
But this is a special one.
This is a special one. Happens every year. Anyway, the WhatsApp line is buzzing with comments.
Comments about the NPP.
The first thing that comes to mind. When you think about the MPP laws, I mean, the reason for it, people have so many things to say.
We'll find out. I mean, we'll get into that conversation here on the Super Morning Show.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Lots of messages. I've seen them. We'll share all these messages. And, Musa Dankwa, who had, prior to the election, conducted lots of polls. He's also conducted polls after the elections. He tells us, he was joining us this morning to tell us.
He says it's not about me. About me was in the cause of the losses.
Well, people believe that it's Akufo-Addo. More people believe Akufo-Addo was the NPP's loss. Was the cause of the MPP's defeat. What did he do? Well, stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. Is Dunsin Oyekan with Judah. That's our inspirational song.
The joy in the morning. Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning on the Super Morning Show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show. Sunshine and joy in the morning.
to have you. All right. We'll start with the Drive Safe campaign, shall we?
And it's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality and Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. The weekend starts today. Because it's a very long one. Tomorrow is a holiday. Monday is also a holiday. So for many of you, the chilling, I don't know why Ghana we say chilling, but the chilling begins tonight.
Not to position myself as any holier than thou, but it's supposed to be Good Friday, Holy Weekend, but you see some of the activities that people have planned already.
What's it about Holy Weekend?
No, yes, for Christians, you're celebrating the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. So you know what that presents to a lot of Christians.
The death of Jesus Christ, is that not how you became saved?
Yes, of course.
So how do you mourn? How do you mourn something
mourning, I'm just saying that.
So you celebrate it by enjoying.
Celebrate by being moderate. I'm just saying
moderate.
that. Yes.
No, I don't understand that.
Now, you should understand.
This is something that actually led to your salvation.
Yes.
So that's the best period of your life.
My preceding statement was not to put out myself as holier than thou. I have my own thorn in my flesh I'm battling with. So.
Yeah, but my point is that this is supposed to be the most important Christian festival.
Okay.
That's how I see it anyway. I'm not a fan of Christmas. But I think
Christmas.
This is Easter. I'm talking about Easter. I'm saying that's why I started by saying I'm not a fan of Christmas.
Okay.
I think
I
think this is the most important Christian period. I mean, so if that is the case, then people should go out and make merry instead of waiting to make merry during Christmas.
And to be fair, now this is what I was telling you earlier, Winston. To be fair, that's how it used to be. The big Christian festival used to be Easter. Christmas was a relatively smaller celebration. Because you have to bear in mind a couple of things. First of all, that was not when Jesus was actually born. Okay, so it was basically just a nominated date to signify some sort of recognition of the day he was born, right? But the real celebration was his acquisition of salvation for us, the thing that makes us Christians, right? So it was only in just before the early 1900s that the Coca-Cola company, in a bid to turn their drink into a winter drink, created this character called Santa Claus. They took a saint that was about to be decanonized, Saint Claus, combined him with Saint Nicholas, some of the features of Saint Nicholas, and a Scandinavian house burglar called Chris Kringle, who he was a chimney sweep, so he would climb in, he could dislocate his shoulders and climb through people's chimneys into their homes, steal their stuff, and climb back out of the chimney. So they took all of these little, what did they call these things? Little legends, and put them together to form this character called Santa Claus, who comes to your house, comes through your chimney, leaves you gifts, and drinks Coca-Cola. That's who Santa Claus is. And through that, Christmas became this big commercialized thing, which is now celebrated over several days. That is anticipated by children, and gifts and all of this whole ceremony of Christmas. 120 years ago, it didn't exist. It was Easter. That was the big Christian festival. So it was a celebration. I know that we're also thinking of the fact that someone died, but someone resurrected too. So you have to kind of combine the two, don't you?
Yes. So let's if you're stepping out tonight, just be careful.
In moderation.
Everything in moderation. If you are in your house, you can do whatever you want to do.
A friend was telling me even some of some jobs are doing half day and all the rest. Just to.
Oh, even if the jobs do not do half day, Ghanaians will do half day. And also, folks, let's get interactive. I mean, I'm sure you can share your thoughts on Easter and all of that with us also. If you think that, like George, you must be moderate and everything, I say Easter is supposed to be the most important Christian festival. Go out there and
people go to lunch and never come back.
Well, anyway, let me get into. So that's our Drive Safe campaign. Please, let's be careful.
Okay. All right. By the way, people are sending in their answers to my question earlier about why they think the NPP lost.
I've seen multiple messages.
Yes, we're going to share a bunch of them.
In fact, today's show will be all about your thoughts, because many of you are telling us why you believe the NPP lost. Keep your thoughts coming.
Keep them coming through. Keep them coming. All right, then. Shall we learn how to say it right?
Please, let's do.
Okay. It's brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
I noticed this morning that one of my tires had gone quite flat. I'll have to find time to get it fixed during the day. Oh, that reminds me of another redundant phrase. Have you heard people say during the course of the day? Yes, long, verbose, and redundant. Now, this is proof that redundant phrases can contain more than two words. And this phrase is redundant because the word during actually means in the course of. So you should either say during the day or in the course of the day. It's completely fine to say one or the other, but utterly redundant to say them both in the same phrase, especially if you're saying it right. Yeah, that's how to say it right.
Kojo, my senior from Mali School, in fact, he finished before I went there, because he's OMSU 85.
Yes.
That's a long time ago, 40 years ago. Prosper Gbena sends me this one. He says, your assertion about Easter being the most important event in the life of a Christian is so true. Brother George Yafi, consider that too. Now let me go on. Let's get into the papers. Let's get into that. Because as for George, he'll be preaching on Sunday. Are you preaching on Sunday?
Hey, why are you coming with this thing?
Oh, you know he's a lay preacher.
No, I'm not.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, he's a lay preacher.
It is not true.
Oh!
It is not true. I worship at Action Chapel, Spintex Road.
You're not a preacher.
I've never preached at Action before.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You've not preached anywhere
Where
in
do you
your life
preach?
before.
Where do you preach?
You've not preached anywhere in your
I
life.
can answer that question.
El Giorgio Nie. Hey!
They cannot answer one.
These are the people when we get to heaven and they are wearing the usher uniform, we wonder how they managed to get the post. All right. The news review now is brought to us by Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, Access Bank, more than banking, and Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Happy smile.
So the new crusading guide this morning, Kojo, says GRA to chase Coca-Cola smuggling syndicate. We're told that as Ghana loses 2.3 billion in taxes. You see why I tell you consistently that if we're to do our things right, many of these indirect taxes will be unnecessary. Because since 2014, at the time when we were not, we're not spending 36 billion, we're losing about 36 billion at our ports alone. Stop Mahama from removing Chief Justice. Minority appeals to religious and traditional leaders. VRA committed to sustainable power production. And says NDC youth lock up Western Region NSS office over coordinator's appointment. They have said that in other regions they sent indigents of those regions to head the National Service Secretariat. They do not understand why in the Western region alone, the person who was sent there isn't from the Western region. So they are angry and they've locked the office.
Is TEM also having a similar challenge? I mean, how do we get around this? Should it always be then? Maybe the time has come for us to vote then. Because if people are going to go ahead and I had one
situation
that she is not an indigent and she needs to better appreciate the culture of the land. Well understood, but sometimes to the extent that people did protest against this appointment, burning offices and all the rest, the person is supposed to just come and serve.
I just can't wait for us to start voting for these people.
Maybe.
It is a very big gap in our democracy. Very big gap. And really I had hoped that in the past, few governments, the presidents that we've had would have shown a little bit more determination to change it, to improve it, so that people can choose, right? Because that particular position is the most direct source of development for you and your immediate community, you have to choose the person in charge of it.
Look, I'll tell you in a minute my challenge with our democracy. This is the country where, in opposition, the opposition party would support funding of political parties. And government is never implemented. This is the country we can all agree, we need to do this. We need to elect MMDCs. Then all of a sudden there's a caveat on partisan basis. If we were electing MMDCs, you know what we would have done? What we would do is that we'll probably be introducing a midterm election as it's done in other jurisdictions. So, say in the middle of a government's term, you go to elect MMDCs. It will be an indication of how well you're performing or how poorly you're performing. I don't, in God's name, understand why we cannot elect persons who are supposed to be entrusted with the management of our resources. Even the members of parliament who are supposed to be enacting laws on our behalf, we are made to elect them. But the people who are supposed to spearhead our development, rather, we don't elect them. So today, in my area, Ga East, at the time an MCE said that we were bashing her on radio. She would not do the road. Oh yes. When they eventually started the construction of our road, they constructed the road till the frontage of the estate where I live. They didn't construct the rest.
Winston, there's this school of thought, and I stand to be educated, that have made an argument that our democracy is still young, and at the local governance level, whether we are ready for the party politicking, like if I can use that expression. So,
but why should it be partisan?
That's what I'm saying. That is the concern. That
why should it be partisan?
Our system of governance is still not ready for that party. Politics.
Why
at the
should
local
it be partisan? We have lulled ourselves into this idea that everything is on partisan basis. Everything in this life is partisan. But we can make choices that are not partisan. Do you choose your football team on partisan basis?
No, I don't.
Do you choose your doctor on partisan basis? Do you choose your mechanic on partisan basis? Why should you choose your mayor on partisan basis?
So, George, we can actually elect them on non-partisan basis.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what Ghanaians are saying. So let's go ahead and elect them. But having said that, my road today, it's in a deplorable state. The contractor, Real Access Limited, he left on the 7th of December. That was the last time he showed up there. Go and use that road. Two vehicles cannot even use the same because there are gullies in the road.
Wow.
The road has been destroyed and nobody cares. Nobody cares because in this country called Ghana, we have regional ministers issuing caveats that says there should be no issuance of permits and licenses until MMDC is appointed. What is wrong with us? We'll come back to this. The Daily Guide newspaper says KMA boss hot over traders flogging comment, and I read the comment of something that says you be engaging in assault. I don't know, King Zuba. That word, you will go and lash people. Anyway, Ghanaians have dealt with him. He would learn his lessons. NPP 2024 defeat. Okoye committee presents a report to NEC. We're told that NEC has, formed a 9-member committee to look at the report and make recommendations on and advice on the recommendations by the committee. The 9-member committee has Frank Davies as its chairman. It has Kojo Yankson also as member of the group. CJ removal injunction case adjourned again. Otumfuo starts Boku peace talks. Good one there. And stop giving free money to Zoom Lion. That's a governance expert advising. The Daily Graphic for today says Easter celebrations. Christian leaders call for sacrifices and love. One that George will be excited about.
Sacrifices? Like
yes.
What kind of sacrifices?
Jesus sacrificed his life for us.
So what do they want us to sacrifice?
Well, you should be determined what you can sacrifice for the country, isn't it?
Oh, for the country?
Yes.
For the country?
Yes, you must sacrifice for the country. And you must sacrifice for your neighbors also.
I make a sacrifice for the country every month. They call it income tax.
Okay.
It's a massive chunk of my earnings.
That's like compulsion.
Yes, it's a sacrifice.
You don't have a choice.
But it's still a sacrifice.
Well.
Whether I do it willingly or not, it's a sacrifice.
And Winston, on this Chief Justice thing, I don't appreciate the law. Whatever justification or not justification, my concern is the signals that it sends, about trying to remove a certain Chief Justice. I know there are always grounds for doing that, but that's just my concern as a normal citizen.
Well, my position is if somebody violates the law, let the provisions of the law work. If there's no violation, and we will try everything possible to find something, then it's a problem. What we must know is that whatever we do today, my late father used to say something. He says, whatever you do today, you will pay back even before you die. Whatever we do today, posterity will judge us. And in most of the instances, we would be here in this country and would have this discussion again. I'll leave it at that. Still on the front page of the Daily Graphic, use Kwewu Easter to heal old wounds. Dasebre Ekuamoe Japan second appeals. And government takes over gold fields Daman mines. So we're talking about it the other time. Gold fields, they had actually, applied for the renewal of their license. They were refused, and now we're learning that government takes over the Daman mines.
I mean, very, very interesting development, depending on where you're standing, and listen to the case of gold fields, and also listen to the case of government and the justification to actually go this way. I mean, this evening at 9 p.m., we'll be engaging the Deputy Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission, actually, Mr. Tando, on PM Express Business Edition, to throw some of these issues at him, and what will be his response. There is a justification for going this way. If you also engage officials of gold fields, they feel that they haven't been given a fair handling.
Because yes, gold fields will make the point that the mine was coming to the end of its life, and they were able to do a few things that could increase the mine life to some 8 years, and yet informed the Minerals Commission every step they were taking. So they find it surprising that once they're able to do that, you turn around and say they cannot do this.
It's interesting, and when you also listen to government side, you also be able to fall to appreciate some of the arguments that they are making. But sometimes you ask yourself that, do you always want to use the law? Sometimes give a human face to development and all those things. In that, we got the understanding that they are going to absorb the workers. They are not going to lose their jobs and all the rest. They will take over, and even more issues about going forward, what we should do with mining agreements and all those things.
The challenge with government handling things is that whatever government touches turns into dust, and that's where the problem is. But President launches 1 million coders initiative. It attracts 90,000 applications in 48 hours. We've talked about that here. We've said, well, it's a good initiative, but do we really need 1 million coders? To do what really? The showbiz, graphic showbiz. It's been a while since I saw this paper. Who truly deserves TGMA Artist of the Year? Kojo, who deserves Artist of the Year?
Who's in the running?
Stoneboy, King Paluta, and King Promise.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. So Stoneboy won last year, right?
Yeah.
King Promise, came quite close, and it was believed that he was robbed by some people. And then there's King Paluta, who burst onto the scene last year and has made some hits. I mean, just to keep the Stoneboy King Promise rivalry going, I would have picked King Paluta.
No, but you see, I think that King Paluta deserves this more than any of them.
You know, what is the definition of an Artist of the Year? If you look at the year in review, I think that King Promise has done a wonderful job. I mean,
well, King Promise has done well,
friend, but I think that all over, even at Asia,
so King Promise,
program,
so
get
King Promise,
into areas that you would normally not see a Ghanaian artist playing.
King Promise has done well. He's done well with the international shows. He's done well with his own show. He's headlined shows. King Paluta has had hits. He's done some international shows. He's not really
international shows?
Yeah, he's done international shows. King Paluta, however, didn't do his own show in the year under review. But if you look at it also, what I gather from the guys is that when it comes to the criteria, the guys, they all don't tick all the boxes.
So everybody is missing something.
It's missing something.
Did King Promise have an album out in the year in review?
Yeah. I think so.
He released an album
I think
this
so.
past year?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Okay.
But King Paluta, man, he's had hits. But the Business and Financial Times, finally, before we go for the online news review, ADB joins PAPS to enhance cross-border payments. Match producer price inflation eases to 24.4%. Hotel Association advocates swift regulation of Airbnb to level playing field. Okay, let's get into the online news review then.
It's brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and GOIL, Good Energy. GOIL, Yanara, Yendia.
And Mahama's incompetent government will fall in 2028. NPP vows comeback. NPP's 2024 election defeat committee presents report to national leadership and on citynewsroom.com. So those were the stories on myjournalline.com. 3 Ada East Island communities get electricity for the first time. Removing CJ will set a bad precedent for Ghana. John Darko. I think we can go for the... Let's see what's on CNN. I just cannot seem to see that. One of Philippines' biggest cinema stars dies at 71 years. And 4 Russian journalists linked to late Kremlin critic Navalny sentenced at Moscow court. Let's go for the BBC News now.
All right, then. BBC News comes to us thanks to Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
Today we're looking at how Armenia, a small landlocked country with no natural resources, has been transforming itself into a regional tech hub. You will hear about Armenia's booming startup industry and its unique educational program.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station. Welcome to the inquiry from the BBC World Service. Global alliances have shifted as President Trump and President Putin develop an uneasy friendship.
Trump has been a godsend to Russia because his worldview is to a large extent in harmony with Putin's.
Putin has no problem with public opinion on his side at home.
He typically gets a boost in approval after he starts yet another war.
And his influence has been growing around the world.
The Kremlin has been heavily leaning on partnerships with what used to be considered rogue regimes.
And Mr. Putin may be able to use new alliances to his advantage.
He is essentially a highly able, flexible tactician. He's in many ways an opportunist.
On the inquiry this week, we are asking, what does President Putin want now? Join me, Victoria Uwonhunda, after the news.
BBC News with Sue Montgomery. Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and his top diplomat, Marco Rubio, are due to meet European counterparts in Paris today to discuss efforts to end the war in Ukraine. It will be the highest level of transatlantic engagement about the war since February. Here's our diplomatic correspondent, James Landale.
In terms of securing any kind of ceasefire, well, at the moment, there's a little bit of stasis on that. What will be interesting to see will be whether or not the Europeans are willing to give a very firm message to the Americans, say, look, you simply have to be tougher with the Russian side to say, look, if Russia does not come to the table, if it does not start agreeing to some kind of ceasefire in Ukraine, then the United States should be prepared to use more of the stick and less of the carrot. In other words, tougher sanctions. Mr. Trump has mentioned he was prepared to use, but thus far, the mood music coming out of the White House has been pretty positive towards the Russians.
The latest Russian drone attack in Ukraine has caused widespread damage and numerous fires in Dnipro. The regional governor said 3 people were killed, including a young girl and an elderly woman. He said a student dormitory was among the buildings damaged. President Trump has met a Japanese delegation in Washington, which is seeking a deal on tariffs. Mr. Trump said big progress was being made, although he gave no details. But the Japanese Prime Minister was more guarded. Here's our Tokyo correspondent, Shaima Khalil.
Look at the car industry, 25% levy. This is a huge blow to an industry that represents a third of the overall Japan exports to the United States. Agriculture as well. The United States became Japan's top importer of agricultural products last year for the first time in 20 years. That's very likely to change after the levies. So there is a lot still to iron out between these two friendly countries, and friendly needs to be underlined. And also remember, Japan, for 5 years running, was the United States' top investor, creating thousands of American jobs. So that will count for something.
The price of gold is close to another record high as investors seek safety in response to the turbulence unleashed by Donald Trump's tariffs. At one point on Wednesday, it climbed above $3,350 an ounce. Katie Silver reports.
The price of gold just keeps on climbing. It's risen by around 30% since the start of the year, a climb being compared to the rise seen during the global financial crisis in 2007 or the Iranian Revolution more than 4 decades ago. It's because the precious metal is viewed as what's known as a safe haven asset, which investors retreat to during times of uncertainty. Analysts say gold's now the most crowded trade on the planet, with investors seeking real assets rather than the US dollar or stocks.
World News from the BBC. The Chinese President Xi Jinping is in Cambodia on the last leg of a tour of Southeast Asia, during which he's trying to boost regional support in the face of US tariffs. He's again called for trade protectionism to be resisted. The government in Phnom Penh is thought to be seeking more support from Beijing on infrastructure development. The two countries are close allies. Scientists say chemicals detected on a faraway planet offer the strongest evidence yet that life exists elsewhere in the universe. Researchers at Cambridge University used data collected by a space telescope from a planet called K2-18b, which orbits a different star to the Sun. They found signs of gas molecules which on Earth are produced by simple marine microorganisms. Professor Nico Madhusudan is the study's lead author.
Based on our current understanding, the only scenario that explains all of this is one where it's a Haitian world that is teeming with life. And what is a Haitian world? It's an ocean-covered surface with a thin hydrogen-rich atmosphere. So, and the ocean being habitable. So that is the only scenario which can currently explain all the observations together. However, we want to remain open to other alternatives one might come up with in the future.
The Trump administration has threatened to ban Harvard from enrolling foreign students. The head of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, says the university must share information on what she called illegal and violent activities of student visa holders by the end of the month. She accused it of fostering an anti-American, pro-Hamas ideology. The Colombian government has declared a nationwide health emergency because of an increase in the number of cases of yellow fever. The health ministry says that mosquitoes, which transmit the virus, are now present throughout the country. BBC News.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's I on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's I on your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I'm on your side, fidelity. You are starting life, you want financial freedom. You know where to go for your child's education, financial freedom. We got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits. Old Mutual, your preferred insurer. Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Paying or getting paid? Koba day for you.
Driver, I don't have cash on you.
Oh, madam, you can pay through Koba.
Oh, you use Koba too? That makes it easy.
Receive payment from your customers and make bulk payment in just a few clicks.
Madam, I received the money.
Hello, Coffee.
Mom, you still haven't sent me the airtime, and the house internet is finished. My game.
I'm sorry, darling. Doing that right away.
With Koba, you can send airtime to your friends and family and load data for some great entertainment.
Oh!
Madam, here are the food stuff.
Thank you.
You can use the short code *3655# or the Koba mobile app to make your payment.
Get a designated short code today and start receiving payment with real-time visibility into all your payments with Koba. Pay your suppliers and staff in just a few clicks. For more information, call 0200-404010.
Koba there, you click pew
and you hear pew pew. Transaction done.
Koba, our lives simplified.
Your comfort investment is here. Agora by Val Real Estate, a premium real estate investment opportunity located just 1 minute from Kotoka International Airport. Agora offers luxurious studios and one-bedroom apartments designed for comfort and high returns on investment. Secure your unit today with a $25,000 deposit, payable in CD equivalent. RSVP for the upcoming sales launch by calling toll-free on 0800-888-888. Agora, your comfort investment.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwabeji Kese promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwabeji Kese promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Every morning you
Super Morning Show. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning on the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time.
this is the influence of VIP Salah. Or VIP Rana Salah. I mean, that's it's just they just did a whole copy of a cover of it. Yes.
So you are saying VIP copied Busta?
Yes, they did.
Okay. If you say so.
Oh, of course, but that's not in doubt. It's not a case of Busta Rhymes copying VIP. It's Bastin Luz that may have copied Asafube Son. Yes.
But after that, we copied them.
Oh yes, we did. Anyway,
yes. It's Thursday, and we've seen your WhatsApps. By the way, keep them coming. All right. We asked you to tell us first thing that comes to your mind when someone asks you, why did the NPP lose the election? First answer that comes to your mind.
Well, this one, I just read one of them.
Okay.
Just read one of those messages. This one says, Kojo and Winston, my name is Kwesi from Kumasi. The NPP lost the election solely because of President Akosua. Why? The president was not listening to Ghanaians, and he also didn't tell Ghanaians the truth when he said there will be no haircut on their savings, but went ahead to give them a haircut, corruption, and tribalism. The president took Ashanti region for granted because he didn't complete any major project in the region. The one he started, he could not finish. That's the KJT and Komfo-Anokye maternity block. The president, when he came to Ashanti, told the people of Kwabre East that they can decide to vote whichever party they prefer. Their thumb is their own on a radio interview because they complained about lack of development in their constituency. Okay, that's point one. You can also join us. We'll read all your messages.
Send them through.
Send them all your
Send
messages.
them all. Okay. If you like, send voice note. We'll play it.
This one, okay, I said I was going to do one. Maybe I do two.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
Yeah, they have blamed you.
Oh, a lot of messages. Okay, so let me get into this one. Lots of messages here on the Super Morning Show. Okay, so let me get to this one. That says, good morning, Kojo and Winston. The reason for MPP's monumental defeat in 2024 aren't hard to find. Corruption, ineptitude, misgovernance, and insensitivity to the cry and plea of Ghanaians to improve their lot caused the historic defeat of the NPP.
Yeah. When I asked Tapafu this morning, his answer, top of his head, was they stopped listening to the voter.
Okay.
Right? So listen, you tell us why you think the NPP lost, and use the hashtag JoySMS when you post on X, or send it through to us on WhatsApp 055 1111 997. Tell us why you think the NPP lost.
Because the NPP is actually from the 9-member committee to review Professor Michael Quay's report, and particularly review the report and identify areas that require changes to the party's constitution. And we'll tell you more about that. We'll tell you their terms of reference. The party is indicating they'll be having a national delegates conference in July to actually consider the recommendations of the 9-member committee. So
that's very soon, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a party in a hurry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out more here on the Super Morning Show. We'll get to hear from the man who predicted the NPP's loss in the 2024 election, Musa Dankwa. He's conducted other surveys post the NPP's loss. He will be telling us, what we'll be doing today is actually to get into the facts behind the figures. He has the figures, but not everything is shared with you. So we're going to get into the other things that we may not know about the NPP's loss and what could have affected the NPP, and what is the current position of Ghanaians on the NPP even as they are in opposition.
Yeah. Stay with us for that. Some of it might surprise you actually, but you won't know until you stay.
Yes.
So keep listening.
And Kojo, this morning also, I'm concerned about illegal mining because our very existence is threatened by few people's greed and indifference by our political elite. We cannot pretend nothing is happening. Something is happening, and the time to act was yesterday. So we're back at it. We promised you we are not going to stop until we realize that government is dealt with illegal mining. Erastus will be joining us again. Tanoria Forest. He talked about it yesterday. The illegal miners are back. Now, the owner of the concession actually got soldiers who went in there. Now, this is the owner sending soldiers there. After, according to what the Rastos told us, the 2nd Battalion went there. They said they didn't find anybody. He sent soldiers from Accra. They went there and seized 19 excavators.
Yeah.
Now, after that, the people are back. 4 excavators have been seized. We'll tell you more about that here on the Super Morning Show.
And by the way, I think you're being polite when you say that the political class stays indifferent. They are not indifferent, Winston. They are not indifferent. They are heavily invested. Yes. They are heavily invested in Galamsey, and the evidence is quite clear. Every party in opposition is against Galamsey. They talk about coming to get rid of the kingpins. They are against the kingpins. Then they come into office and nothing happens because they become the kingpins. How do you expect them to get rid of themselves? They are not indifferent. They are invested, and it's to our detriment. Today we get into the conversation. Stay tuned for that and more. But don't forget to use the hashtag JoySMS when you post on X, or send it through to us on 055 1111997. Why do you think the NPP lost? Share.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Yeah. Confo. Yesterday I was telling you about Accra's best kept secret, Oak Plaza Hotel. They have the restaurant there called the Lucida Restaurant. Okay, it's run by a team led by Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Good morning. Brenda and her team are running quite literally the best hotel in any, best restaurant in any hotel in Accra. And I want you to go find out for yourself this Easter, because they've got a special Easter Sunday lunch, which is happening at the Lucida Restaurant. Easter Sunday lunch. Big one at Oak Plaza Hotel East Airport. Now, this hotel itself is very well located for the airport, okay? And not just that, but it's a beautiful place. Just go in there, check out the amazing facilities, the wonderful staff. They'll make you feel at home. But Lucida Restaurant is where I want you to settle on Sunday, okay? Make your arrangements now if you want to enjoy it, all right? When you go in, you will get complimentary Easter chocolates, fully stocked bar. All of this is complimentary, by the way, okay? And then, of course, if you bring your kids, they are going to have a fun time with mascots and face painting. Everyone gets to feel the magic of Easter at Oak Plaza on this special Easter Sunday. But here's how you need to do it so that you get the very best treatment. Call ahead. Call them now. Call them today. 0302 210 630. In fact, call them now. What are you doing? You're in the car. You're not driving. Take your phone. Call them now. 0302 210 630. All right, you got the number. Call them, book a table, and your Easter Sunday is sorted. Go and enjoy the very best food you've ever had in any hotel restaurant ever. It's all possible at Oak Plaza. You can also find out more at oakplazahotel.com if you want to learn more about the hotel. If you're thinking of delicious food this Easter, think of Oak Plaza.
And I'm sure you've heard about the incredible benefits of Exilium from Total Energies. Well, let me tell you more about this premium fuel with its amazing 3-in-1 power. Total Energies introduces Exilium new formula, the additive enriched fuel, with its powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption, thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives. Exilium new formula also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing CO2 emissions. Your drives experience the difference with Total Energies Exilium new formula. Choose Exilium, choose quality.
Alright, well, conferencing does not have to be the same boring routine, right? The location of your next conference can be both result-centered and relaxing, which is why everyone is going to Aqua Safari Resort. They'll give you the best of both worlds and more. Let them take the stress out of the process. Just call them on 054-011-0190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of.
So if you're looking for that vehicle that aligns with your ambition, then the Toyota Starlet should be your preferred choice for a comfortable drive. Designed for those who crave beauty, performance, and safety, the Toyota Starlet delivers the perfect value for your money. And the Starlet is a 5-seater saloon with ample legroom to minimize driving fatigue, powered by a 1.5 liter engine with a McPherson struck suspension design. The Starlet offers a smooth drive and has an exterior sleek aesthetic, well-positioned interior control features with multi-infotainment system, efficient illumination for day and night driving, with high fuel efficiency for both urban and cross-country activity. The Toyota Starlet is unmatched in its competition. So rush and get a Toyota Starlet from Toyota Ghana Company Limited and enjoy 1 year or 20,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, free service with an extended warranty of 5 years or 120,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. With a Toyota Starlet, your automobile dream becomes a reality. Visit any Toyota Ghana showroom today and experience the Starlet drive. Call Toyota Ghana today on 0302 42980125 for further information or book a test drive. Terms and conditions apply. Ghana drives Toyota Starlets.
All right, well, don't forget MNC Properties is waiting to solve all of your home ownership problems, okay? You can get affordable homes, fresh property, you can get property management services, and, of course, sale of litigation-free lands. All of it happens at MNC Properties. Take advantage of their premium listing website to advertise, rent, and to sell your properties. Listen, your smooth journey to home ownership starts here. Speak to them on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
So grab the chance to win big in the Access Bank Fakito Abeji Kese promo. Simply deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new or existing Access Bank current or savings account. To join the promo, increase it to 500 Ghana cedis or more and qualify for a draw for our young customers solo account. Spend 500 or more with any Access Visa card and qualify for a reward. The more you deposit, the higher your chances of winning. Don't sit back. Deposit now and stand a chance to win a share of over 500,000 in cash and other amazing rewards like PS5, iPhone 16, Chromebook, and more. In our 4 monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws, this promo runs from now till September 2025 in partnership with NLA on the Characters Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Join the Fakito Abeji Kese train. Save now for the future and win big. For more information, visit our website ghana.accessbankplc.com or call us on toll free 0800 00 4400. Access Bank, more than banking.
Okay, then, so it's time now for you to fly direct from Accra to Johannesburg with South African Airways. Okay, they are now flying 4 times a week, and you can enjoy visa-free travel and special fares to Abidjan and to Dar es Salaam. So book now at flysaa.com. Contact SAA on 0244 344 583, or you can try 050 925 6511, or just go talk to your travel agent.
Now, renewing your motor insurance policy with SG Ghana is not just about getting reliable cover for you and your vehicle. There are amazing extra benefits that will blow your mind. So from now till the 30th of May 2025, buy or renew your comprehensive motor insurance policy with SG Ghana Sound Drive and win big in the SG Insure and Win promo. You stand the chance of winning a 2-night all-expense paid stay for 2 at the luxurious Safari Valley Resort. You could also win 4 brand new tires or free car servicing for a whole year. There's more. Get up to 1,000 free fuel instantly just for renewing or buying a comprehensive motor insurance policy from SG Ghana. Call 0302 214 314 for more information, or walk into the nearest SG Ghana branch to buy or renew your motor insurance policy today. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Characters Lottery platform. SG Ghana Sound Drive is underwritten by Sanlam Alliance General. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Okay, Ghana, let's talk water tanks. Every morning I remind you that if your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, it is not the correct tank. The tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is the champion of water tanks. It's strong, it's durable, and it's built to handle the Ghanaian weather. Rain or shine, Syntex tank has your back. So listen, just do a quick check. Go outside, look at your tank. Does it have a tortoise on it? No? then it's time to upgrade. Join the Syntex Tank family today and enjoy water storage that is tough like the tortoise. Call 0244 335 168 or buy now at syntexgh.com. You can also get it from any of their 400 agents across the country, or you can shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex Tank, a year strong, a year tough.
So here's some exciting news from the bank with the coolest tagline, not just another bank. Yeah, you heard right. Omni Basic Bank's new tagline is not just another bank. We're redefining banking with a renewed commitment to making you, our cherished partner, the happiest customer. Visit any of our branches to update your records with us or call 0307086000 or 0302758555 or on toll free 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank.
Okay, let's spend some time at kingdomstoreonline.com this morning for the best quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, and stationery from Kingdom Books. Now, here's the best thing about it. Once you pay via Momo across whatever network you're on, you get your delivery really fast to your home or office. If you live in Accra or Tema, there's free delivery in it for you. So take advantage and get the very best quality office essentials, equipment, and stationery from Kingdom Books. Terms and conditions apply at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Okay, let's kick things into gear. Sports coming up. We've also got birthdays, and it's Thursday, which means Uncle Ibo White has food for thought. Let's stay for it all right here on Joy 99.7 FM.
Get ready for MTN Stands in Worship 2025. It's bigger and better this year. You don't want to miss great performances from great artists like Tego Sisters, Moses Oke, Hannah Mafo, Nasi, Empress Gifty, Bethel Revival Choir, MTN Viva Voices, and a host of other spirit-filled artists. Join us on Easter Sunday, the 20th of April at the Grand Arena at 6 p.m. for an unforgettable night of heavenly worship. Gospel legends and fresh voices will take you on a musical journey through the decades, blending classic hits with modern favorites. Dress up and show up in your all-white attire and be prepared for a heavenly night. Let's come together to celebrate God's goodness at MTN Stands in Worship 2025. It will be a heaven on earth experience. This event is strictly by invitation. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC, blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
All right, birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by
MTN.
Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
Just a couple here. This one is a special birthday shout out to my love, Kwame Ofuri of SNIT. And this one is saying, my dear, continue to experience God's unction. And it's from Rosamond and the almighty Ufuris. I love it. Also, happy 10th birthday to Nora Simone. Okay, Nora Simone Atto. Oh, that's Nathaniel's kid. At Roman Ridge School. May you grow into a great woman of greatness and global impact. And this one is from your mom, Amelia, your father Nathaniel, and of course your siblings Reina Jane and Ni Aite.
I don't understand why Nat's kids all have compound names. Nora Simone and Reina Jane
and Ni Aite.
The only one Ni Aite.
Ni Aite safe. With the hyphen there. Yes. Nora Simone, Reina Jane. I have a suspicion. The two couldn't agree on. So he said, let's find compromise. Yes. Okay, we'll put the two together.
Let's compromise. All right. Happy 40th birthday to you, Mommy Yvonne, CEO of Yvonne X Enterprise. On this special day, we want you to know just how deeply we love you. And this one is coming with all the love of your family members. All right, now guys, I want to show my son that I gave birth to him. He didn't give birth.
Show him.
So he tricked me into promising not to mention his birthday.
Deal with him.
Which was yesterday. So I didn't mention his birthday. But he didn't say anything about me not giving him fans belatedly. He didn't say anything about that.
But you give him the fans. I think yes, yeah.
Give him the fans and let's go.
So happy birthday to my darling son Fifi. He's 15 years old now.
15?
Can you believe it?
Oh, Kojo.
Can you believe Fifi?
You are
15?
old, brother.
Yeah, Charlie.
Your son is 15.
I have a 15-year-old son.
Let's continue.
He's been a teenager 3 years.
And I was even 30 years old when I had him.
Let's move on.
Hey, I grew.
You're 45.
Yes, sir.
So let's bring you the Sports Center.
The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. Franco Trading, still phone Papa Perfie, and of course FPAC, which blows your pain away. Not forgetting the football season is here, and of course you can catch all the thrilling moments of the FA Cup, the Europa and Champions Leagues, the finals at least, live and in HD this April and May on DSTV, your home of entertainment.
And get ready for MTN Stands in Worship 2025. It's bigger and better this year. You don't want to miss great performances from great artists like Tego Sisters, Moses Oke, Hannah Mafo, Nasi, Empress Gifty, Bethel Choir, and a host of other spirit-filled artists. Join us on Easter Sunday, April 20th at the Grand Arena at 6 p.m. for an unforgettable night of heavenly worship. Gospel legends and fresh voices will take you on a musical journey through the decades, blending with classic hits with modern favorites. Dress up and show up in your all-white attire and be prepared for a heavenly night. Let's come together and celebrate God's greatness at MTN Stands in Worship 2025. This event is strictly by invitation.
All right, now here's what you can get from Franco Trading if you go there today. Nokia, Samsung, iPhones. Of course, you can get smart TVs from 32 to 100 inches wide. And then, of course, Franco air conditioners from 1.5 to 2.5 horsepower. They also have chest freezers and refrigerators. You can get washing machines, microwaves, blenders, CCTV camera sets with some wonderful features. All of this available at 40% discount if you shop on their digital platforms. So listen, call Franco Trading today on 0246 422 233. I've added an extra 2. 0246 422 338. Okay, call them or download the Franco app from the Google Play Store. You can also get more information at francotrading.com. Still, phone
and as Standard Chartered believe it's essential to take the right step towards achieving financial stability. So now is a perfect opportunity to set your financial goals and start on the right path. An input from a professional can make the difference. At Standard Chartered Wealth Management Company Limited, you have access to a wide range of investment options that offer you monthly and half-yearly interest payments through diversified investment portfolios. Call us on 0233 000041 or 0200 127755 or visit us on the 4th floor of the Opebia House, Accra Airport, Accra today, and speak with our certified investment advisors on what options suit your financial objectives and risk appetite.
Thank you very much, Winston. Good morning to you. Good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Centre with me, Tahiru Fentio. Coming up,
Martinelli's making a storming run. Frank Garcia can't catch him. Martinelli! They deserve it. Gabriel Martinelli ensures that Arsenal will win not only the first leg of the quarter-final, but the second leg too.
Arsenal complete a rare double over Real Madrid to reach only their third Champions League semi-final in history and their first in 16 years. Also in this bulletin,
Variation. Gnabry crosses. Dyer. It's dropped in. Eric Dyer brings some hope back into Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich come from behind to draw against Inter Milan but fall short in their bid to overturn a first leg deficit. We'll review last night's Champions League games and look ahead to today's Europa League quarter-final matches. But first, we begin here at home, as we always do, as Asante Kotoko. They relinquished the top spot in the Ghana Premier League after they suffered an embarrassing 3-0 loss to Accra Lions at the Accra Sports Stadium yesterday. Lions scored twice in the first half before adding the third in the second. Speaking after the game, the Asante Kotoko coach Prosper Ogun blamed defensive lapses for the loss.
I think we just let loose our back anytime we went on attack. Basically, we participated in attack instead of trying to somewhere along the line to also anticipate defending. So as we threw more men up there to try and create the chances to score, we let our back loose, which led to those 2 first half goals.
That's Prosper Ogun. A first defeat in 9 league games means that Kotoko have dropped to second position with 47 points. A team that's taking over the first position is Bibiani Gold Stars, who took full advantage of Kotoko's loss yesterday and are now up to 50 points after they beat Bechem United 2-0 at the Nana Fosu Diabo Park. And that was an away game, and they got an incredible result to now lead the table by 3 points. Meanwhile, Aduana Stars, they also handed House of Folk a 2-0 defeat in Doma. That was the 4th time House of Folk have lost in their last 8 matches. And it's a defeat that means that they've now gone down to 7th on the table. And it's looking increasingly likely that they will not win the Premier League title. Their head coach Abubakar Ouattara, in his post-match interview, said his team didn't show up for the game.
Well, Aduana play well. We didn't play football today. We give them all the chances to score us. Since the first half, we didn't play well. We play very bad. We accepted today we are not good. We are not good at all. We are going to talk and try to control. But today we are not good. We didn't play well.
That's Abubakar Ouattara there. Hearts of Oak down to 7th now. Kotoko down to 3rd, apparently. Young Apostles, they also beat Brecum Chelsea 2-1. Basake Holy Stars, they won 1-0 against Vision FC. Nations FC, they also got a 1-0 win over Dreams. Heart of Lions versus Mediama is later today. The bottom three, Karela United, 28 points. Legon Cities, they have 23 points. That's how the bottom of the table is looking in the Ghana Premier League. And every single week it keeps changing, and at the moment it's not looking very good, of course, for Hearts of Folk there. But as I indicated, Lions, they beat Mediama, by 1-0. That match was also played yesterday. Swatraman, they have withdrawn from the Ghana Premier League, so they are out already. And the two teams that are in the relegation zone set to join them are Legon Cities and Karela United as things stand. Now, moving on. Ghana's under-20 national team, the Black Satellites, they are ramping up preparations for the upcoming under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. They've been training at the Accra Sports Stadium for the past week for the tournament set to kick off on the 27th of this month in Cairo. Their head coach is Desmond Affair. He says putting together a competitive squad has not been easy.
It's been quite tough, but luckily, like I said, we started in February with the local boys. We assessed over 78 players, combination of Premier and Division 1, and the remaining players, additional maybe 25 players that came from lower divisions and also academy. Try to give the boys that went to Togo an opportunity to reclaim their spots. And in the end, I think we took it down to how the squad look like now is almost 50-50. 50% of players that are in the current league, Premier League, Division 1, and 1 or 2 from Division 2. And then the old boys that travelled last summer.
That's Desmond Affair there. He's the Ghana under-20 coach. And that tournament, of course, will begin on the 27th of this month. Ghana's first game will be at the start of the month of May. The Black Satellites are in Group C alongside DR Congo, the Central African Republic, and Senegal. Now, let's go to the Sports and Recreation Minister, Kofi Adams. He's emphasized that he does not intend to be an adversary to the Ghana Football Association. Some observers believe the Buem MP has softened his stance toward the association, especially after initial comments made prior to his approval sparked hopes that he would reform the GFA as directed by President John Dramani Mahama. However, Adams has clarified that he does not view the GFA as a problem unless they give him reason to think otherwise.
There are a number of federations that, as minister responsible for sports, you work with and you work through. Being antagonistic should be the last thing you must adapt as a leader. I see problems, but I don't see the human beings as the problem. So the first thing I would do is to let us identify the problem and to let you know that we must solve this problem. But where you continue to become an obstacle to solving the problem, then it means now you are a problem. In that case, we can deal with you as a problem.
That's Kofi Adams in that interview with CT. Now, Arsenal, they snuffed out any chance of a famous Real Madrid comeback to reach the semi-finals of the Champions League after a 2-1 victory at the Bernabeu Stadium last night to complete a 5-1 aggregate win. Bukayo Saka scored after missing an early penalty before Vinicius Jr. equalized minutes later, but Gabriel Martinelli netted in stoppage time to wrap up the double for the Gunners. This is the first time in 16 years that Arsenal have reached the semi-final of the Champions League, and only the third time in the club's history. Their boss is Mikel Arteta. He says this is one of the highlights of his entire coaching career.
One of the best nights in my football career for sure, and a really special one. I mean, we played against the team with the biggest history. That has been an inspiration, I think, for all of us in this competition, and to be able to win the tie in the manner that we've done it, I think we have to be very proud of ourselves. The history we have in this competition is so short. It's the third time in our history that we've done what we just done. So we need to build on that, and we are really hungry. We want more. It's a really young team that is very determined, and all these experiences, including me for sure, is going to help us a lot to try to achieve something big.
That's Mikel Arteta. Well, for his opposite number, the Real Madrid boss Carlo Ancelotti, he was gracious in defeat and says Arsenal were simply better over the two legs.
To be honest, they played better in the two games. We tried at the beginning to put more pressure. They were really well organized defensively. We had difficulty to find space and to create opportunities. We have to accept this, because this is the other part of the medal, the sad part, but this is football. This is the sport.
That's Ancelotti. Arsenal, they will take on Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final, with the first leg in Paris and the return leg in London. In the other quarter-final game yesterday, Inter Milan, they reached the Champions League semi-finals with a 4-3 aggregate win over Bayern Munich after an enthralling 2-2 draw in the second leg of their quarter-final tie at the San Siro. In his post-match interview, Bayern boss Winston said they are looking forward to winning the Bundesliga this time.
We'll have some regrets. We created a lot of chances against defensively one of the strongest teams in Europe, but just in moments and big games are decided in details, in moments, and we could have scored more, we could have defended better on a couple of occasions, and in the end the fact is that this Champions League for us is over, but I think there's always looking forward towards the next month, trying to be champion, making sure that we win that trophy in 2 months' time, trying to bring another trophy with the Club World Cup.
That's Winston Company, the Bayern boss. They have a 6-point lead at the top of the Bundesliga, but they're out of the Champions League. Man United, for Barcelona, they take on Inter Milan, of course, in the semi-finals. But tonight there's Europa League action. Man United hosts Lyon in the second leg. The first leg ended in a 2-2 draw. Andre Onana was calamitous in that game. The United boss, Ruben Amorim, he's confirmed that the Cameroonian will return to the starting lineup after he was dropped over the weekend.
This is the big factor on being a coach. Everything you do has two ways, and you can, and is going to be really good tomorrow. I'm sure of that. But if it's the other way, people will say that it was a bad decision. So we never know. I'm trying to be clear on things and try to make the evaluation be really simple, not overthinking. And when I imagine the game, and I see Andre Onana, he had 1 weekend that he rest, now he's ready to return to the competition, and I chose Andre to start this game.
Okay, so Onana is back. Apparently it's not a problem. He was dropped and United conceded, 4?
Yeah, but I told people that once there's Harry Kane in there, you not...
What is your agenda with Harry Kane? What has he scored yesterday and he played really well.
It is not playing well. He's part of
He scored.
Once he's part of the team,
I don't understand that bit. It's like, what, has he been cursed?
Hold on. Let's bring you food for thought.
Angle will not agree with you.
No, let's bring you food for thought, and that is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Uncle, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Yes, Uncle.
Don't mind. My friend, my brother, he wants to drag me into a certain fight. Yeah. I'm not interested.
Atahiru.
Okay. Atahiru.
Uncle, good morning.
I am just celebrating the good fortune of Arsenal for a change.
Yes, but you see, Uncle, I am also concerned for Arsenal supporters because this is the feeling I have, and it takes me to 2005. You know that year. The previous year, the year before, that's in 2004, Michael Owen had indicated that he wanted to win trophies. So he was going to Real Madrid. He went to Real Madrid, and Liverpool
won the Champions League.
I foresee same thing happening to Kylian Mbappe. Yes.
Paris Saint-Germain will win the Champions League.
A bit of me feels that they could just repeat that.
That would hurt, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Uncle.
Thank you. Tell Winston that he should cry for his own club and leave Arsenal alone.
I'm even shocked. He has gone from agenda against Harry Kane. He's now gone to Arsenal. Anybody else but Man United, he won't talk about that one.
So, Winston, thank you very much for your concern for the many Arsenal fans.
But, I wish Arsenal well. I mean, if they can win, why not? Because, if you are with your younger brother who has consistently been failing, you would wish that one day he's successful. So we wish them well.
All right. Winston, this is the second in my series on Easter. And this morning, I want to turn attention to the manner Jesus was betrayed. The Bible tells us that the enemies of Jesus were looking for a way to arrest and eliminate him. And it was difficult for them because, of course, in those days, there were no photography and no mass media. And so, although Jesus had become a household name Not many people could make him out or point him out in a lineup. Remember, he once healed a man, and the man did not know who had healed him. Apart from the possibility of arresting the wrong person, the enemies of Jesus were mindful of his popularity and feared that if they arrested him during the day, a riot might break out. So their best option was to arrest him quietly and deal with him quickly before a mob could mobilize and come to his defense. That meant he would have to be arrested at night, and that made the challenge of getting him even more difficult. Even during the day, identifying him was difficult, how much more in the night. But their problems were solved when Judas turned up and offered to hand Jesus to them easily.
Sure.
He knew Jesus very well. He knew his movements. The enemies of Jesus paid Judas 30 pieces of silver, and he waited for the right time to get them to arrest Jesus, the man he called his master and his friend. We know of how close Jesus was to Peter, James, and John, but it looks like Judas was the fourth disciple who was very close to Jesus. So how close was Judas to Jesus? Well, first, he was one of the 12 disciples. Second, he was the treasurer of the group. He was, if you like, an executive member of the 12. And third, he ate from the same bowl with Jesus. It does not get closer than that. Let's talk about the Last Supper.
Okay.
The last time Jesus interacted with his disciples before his crucifixion. Remember that during the meal, Jesus got up from the table to wash the feet of the disciples. Judas was one of them, and at the time, he had the 30 pieces of silver in his pocket. After the washing of the feet of his disciples, Jesus returned to his place at the table. And guess who was closest to him apart from John? Judas. And he had in his pocket the money he had sold Jesus for. But it is the manner in which he helped the enemies of Jesus to identify him in the Garden of Gethsemane in the night that I find more chilling and instructive. Note, Judas could just have stood at a distance and pointed Jesus out to the soldiers sent to arrest him. But he did not do that. Instead, he told them, "Watch me closely. The one I kiss is Jesus. He is the one you arrest." And with that, he came to Jesus with a show of affection and friendship and kissed him like a close friend would. And with that kiss, sealed the fate of Jesus. I've been thinking of that kiss and why Judas chose that as a sign. But my own experience in one of the darkest periods of my life helps me to understand why he did it. Winston, about 36 years ago, I was dismissed from my job under very dubious and painful circumstances. In my confusion, bitterness, and pain, two men who I thought were my friends took to coming to check on me and to offer me encouragement. They would come and spend hours with me and tell me how mad they were at what my employer had done to me. And because I felt they were my friends, I opened up to them fully and would tell them my plans. So, for instance, I told them of the lawyer I had engaged. I told them of the approach the lawyer intended to fight the wrongful dismissal and so on. What I did not know was that from my house, they would go straight to my boss's office and tell him everything I had told them. And so the company was always 2 steps ahead of me.
What?
Yeah, Winston, that happened. The two men had disarmed me with their show of fake friendship and had sold me to the very man whose agenda was to destroy me. My experience enables me to understand the actions of Judas. He offered fake friendship, and that works every time. The lesson: be very careful of the show of fake friendship. Not everyone who shows concern for you and about you and your situation is a friend. Not everyone who hugs you is your friend. Not everyone who calls you a friend is a friend. Not everyone who checks on you every morning is a friend. It is extremely difficult to tell a real friend from a fake one. But the failure to discern one from the other could be very costly. For Jesus, it led to the cross. For you and I, it could lead to anything. Beware of the show of fake friendship. It is dangerous. You know why? Because a fake friend is more dangerous and more effective than an open enemy. And Winston, that is my presentation for today.
Thank you so much, Uncle White, for joining us with Food for Thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions, Be the Difference, and Koba. Koba, our lives simplified, which means we can now bring you the Joy Business Minute, and that is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG, we stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts. Ghana's international reserve has exceeded the IMF program completion target even before the May 2026 deadline, a move expected to aid the city's good run. The World Trade Organization is downplaying the impact of current global tariff hikes on Ghana and other African countries. US President Donald Trump earlier this month announced a series of taxes on imports. Beverage manufacturing firm Coca-Cola has disclosed that over 150,000 crates of products valued at approximately $700,000 is smuggled from Nigeria to Ghana every month, warning the country is losing millions of dollars in taxes. And gold has jumped to a fresh high as investors fret over the impact of the trade war between the US and China. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator expert.
Right, welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And today is the birthday of Eugene Odami, who's former head of technical production, multi-TV, now head of production and lecturer at Unimac Institute of Film and Television. Happy birthday to you, Eugene. Please forgive me for not doing it earlier. But I beg you, where's the party? After all, tomorrow is a holiday. So we beg wine. Big man Eugene Odami. Let's enjoy something. I'm sure boys can sit and have a drink as we celebrate your birthday. But if you're an individual trader looking to expand your business, then look no further, because Consolidated Bank Ghana Solo Loan is the perfect financial boost for you. Access a loan of up to 200,000 Ghana cedis with no collateral required and repay conveniently within 12 months. The Consolidated Bank Ghana Solo Loan is designed to support your daily operations and ensure the uninterrupted cash flow of your business. Sign up for the Consolidated Bank Ghana Solo Loan today and take your business to the next level. Experience a quick and easy process when you apply. Remember, no collateral is required. For enquiries, visit any Consolidated Bank Ghana branch nationwide or call our contact center on 0302 216 000 or via our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Email us, talk to us at cbg.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. And Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sale of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. Now, for every generator you acquire, you'll also enjoy a 5-year warranty. They undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets, and their services include a 24-hour emergency service, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental service, professional advice, sale of tower lights and rental. Locate their latest branch at Pokwasi White House opposite Echo Block, and head office at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. They also have 21 branches nationwide and are into skills training. They have a training school that trains students in generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, and solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. Contact them on 0243 480334 or 0540 109493. Anointed, the generator expert. And let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Earlier this morning, we asked you a very simple question. We said, what do you think contributed to the loss of the NPP? Now, yesterday, the Professor Aaron Michael Quay Committee, tasked by the NPP to find out why the NPP lost the 2024 elections, presented its report to the National Executive Committee of the NPP. And the party is actually, set up a 9-member committee, and that committee is tasked to review the report and indicate areas where the party will be. He's done lots of surveys on why the NPP lost the election, and this morning he'll be breaking it down. He'll be getting in some of the things you normally wouldn't hear. So this statement by the NPP says the NPP wishes to bring to the attention of its members and the general public that the Professor Okwe Election Review Committee submitted its report to the party, and the report was submitted to the party's National Council at a meeting held on Wednesday, April 16. The party will meticulously study the contents of the report, including the committee's recommendations, which shall be duly implemented, having regard to the best interest of the party. Now, the submission of the review report has invariably necessitated the need for the party to amend some provisions of the party's constitution in order to give effect to some of the far-reaching proposed reforms contained in the review committee's report as part of the party's rebuilding efforts. Consequently, the National Council at a meeting constituted a 9-member Constitutional Amendment Committee to be chaired by the chairman of the party's Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, Frank Davis. Now, the Constitutional Amendment Committee is composed as follows: Frank Davis, who's chairman; Honorable Patricia Apiaje, member; Kojo Yankson, member; Dr. Antoinette Tibudakon, member; Mr. Makafui Wanya, who is member; Honorable Ebenezer Nate, member; Honorable Diana Asunaba Dapa, member; Idris Muhayuddin, member and secretary; and Dr. Ekua Mwakon. The terms of reference of the Amendment Committee shall include assisting the General Secretary in undertaking the following: A, to identify provisions of the party constitution that require amendments in order to give effect to the recommendations of the Michael Quay Election Review Committee; to work on the recommendations of the 2021 Constitutional Review Committee chaired by Honorable Alexander Penyumaking; to receive proposals for constitutional amendment from party members and identifiable groups; to categorize the proposals under various articles and clauses for easy reference, and to make appropriate recommendation to guide the debate at the National Annual Delegates Conference. And it continues that the party shall hold an extraordinary National Annual Delegates Conference in the month of July to consider the report of the Constitutional Amendment Committee, which shall be tabled before the conference in the form of amendment motions for approval or otherwise. In a related development, the National Council is taking a serious view of some distasteful comments against prospective flag bearer aspirants. Now, so that's the party's position. But just watch this. It says the submission of the review committee, review report, is invariably necessitated the need for the party to amend some provisions of the party's constitution in order to give effect to some of the far-reaching proposed reforms contained in the review committee's report as part of the party's rebuilding efforts. So the party says here that it has invariably necessitated the need for the party to amend some provisions of its constitution. But in setting up the committee also, the party says it should now go ahead and identify the provisions of the party's constitution that require amendments in order to give effect to the recommendations of the Michael Quay Election Review Committee. There's another case that this committee's report, the party says, invariably is necessitated the need for a review. Well, stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. We're going to get into this conversation. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief, and Provident Insurance with Provident Man, you're covered. We're asking a very simple question because it looks like the party is actually knows, based on the report, the areas that would have to be amended. but is also asking the committee to identify these areas. Stay with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll get into all of these discussions, but of course we're doing this with you, so get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and then you can also get on to WhatsApp 055-1111-997, and let's get interactive.
My mind feel fine.
Now, everyday people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you'd always want to remember: star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank Money emergency number, and star 770 hash gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, time and data purchases, and so much more. Now, you don't need internet for this service. Just dial star 770 hash. No need to panic in any money emergency, because EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah, EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You go enjoy it. In my rhyming check. In my rhyming check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even church tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Massa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat?
I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Your comfort investment is here. Agora by Val Real Estate, a premium real estate investment opportunity located just 1 minute from Kotoka International Airport. Agora offers luxurious studios and one-bedroom apartments designed for comfort and high returns on investment. Secure your unit today with a $25,000 deposit, payable in CD equivalent. RSVP for the upcoming sales launch by calling toll-free on 0800-888-888. Agora, your comfort investment.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM and on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Telecel Connecting Energies. I've told you already, we'll be looking at the NPP. We've asked that question: what do you think caused the NPP's defeat in election 2024? Because Professor Mike Ukwe has submitted his report now. But also this morning, we have a conversation on illegal mining, Galamsey. So yesterday we talked about it. Erastus told us how, the situation, the fact that in the Western region, 3,000 hectares of land lost to illegal mining. And for purposes of, clarity, that is more than 4,000 football pitches. The size of more than 4,000 football pitches lost to illegal mining. Now, that means that these lands has heavy metals in them, meaning we cannot resort to farming on the land. Just as we were talking about illegal mining yesterday, we're told that, some people were still mining illegally in the Tanwarian forest, which earlier had some 19 excavators seized. The question simply is, where is our commitment to the fight against illegal mining? Where is that commitment? How come years after oppression upon oppression, we are still worse than we started these oppressions? Is it a case of not caring, or a case of the very people we expect to help fight being the beneficiaries of this same menace? Stay with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And Big Story is brought to us by Telecel, connecting energies.
All right, now let's discuss some money moves real quick, okay? You know how sending money can sometimes feel risky? Well, not with Telecel Cash. When it comes to security, control, and reliability, Telecel Cash has got you covered, okay? So with Telecel Cash, you're in control. Only you can start a transaction. No one else. Your safety is their priority. So switch to Telecel Cash today and enjoy the convenience and ease of sending money. Send your cash for free. That's the best part. With Telecel Play app. And of course, you can alternatively dial *110# and send money at the lowest charge ever.
Great. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority announces for the information of the general public, especially insurance companies, insurance brokerage firms, agents, payment gateways, insurance policyholders, and all other relevant persons in insurance, that following the passage of the Value Added Amendment Act 2023, Act 1107, on 29th December 2023, the supply of non-life insurance products should attract a value-added tax and applicable levies. Paragraph 19 of the first schedule to the Value-Added Tax Act 2013, Act 870, as amended by Section 3A of the Value-Added Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1107, designates the supply of financial services to exclude non-life insurance, where non-life insurance is defined to exclude motor vehicle insurance. In line with this amendment, GRA, effective Tuesday, 1st April 2025, commenced the implementation of the Value-Added Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1107. So all entities in the insurance sector who make non-life insurance supplies should visit the nearest taxpayer center to register for VAT and charge the tax from the effective date. GRA continues to engage all relevant stakeholders on the scope and application of the tax. For inquiries, kindly visit the nearest taxpayer service center or call GRA on toll-free 0800 900 110 of ours. Send a WhatsApp 055 299 0000 or 0200 631664. Send an email to info@gra.gov.gh. Now, stay with us. When we return after these messages, we get into a conversation about the NPP and why it lost the 2024 elections. We'll be right back.
Auntie T, abeg, fix me go betete Ghana. No garri, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we dey bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you dey want them. Dial *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
In Ghana today, the workforce is changing. That's why the Design and Technology Institute, DTI, is admitting youth who are 16 to 27 years old. As Ghana's first privately owned TVET institution, DTI is offering cutting-edge training to help you develop new skills to meet today's industrial demands. If you are a recent SSS or university graduate or an applicant looking for relevant career prospects, DTI lets you choose precision welding and fabrication, design innovation, entrepreneurship, and other exciting programs. DTI's unique competency-based curriculum focuses on practical skills and problem solving, ensuring that you graduate prepared to tackle real-world challenges. For more information, visit dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534. You can also pick up application forms at our campus in Mimpasem, East Legon. DTI, wired for jobs.
Hey Accra, this Easter there is only one place to be, the Junction Mall. From April 18th to 21st, it's 4 days of non-stop fun, family, and fantastic deals. Kids Fun Fair? Check. Live music with Afro Star Band on Holy Saturday? Absolutely. Easter Sunday with Ham Orchestra Choir? You bet. In addition, on Easter Monday, April 21st, we go all out for our Family Mall Day. Think live band, fun games, snooker, table tennis, basketball, video games, and so much more. Plus, shop and enjoy up to 70% off across your favorite stores. You heard right, up to 70% off. Follow us now at the Junction Mall GH on Facebook and Instagram. Alternatively, WhatsApp us on 0540-221-774 for more info. The Junction Mall. Join, explore, shop, enjoy.
Are you tired of rising fuel costs and frequent service and maintenance draining your budget? Are you a transport business thinking of the best eco-friendly and cost-saving option for a car? Then switch to the Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. The Cerio Nano 3 EV is proudly marketed and distributed in Ghana by Anointed Engineering Services Limited. The sleek Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle, with its advanced technology and high performance, emits zero emissions because it does not run on fossil fuels. No need to worry about a charging station because you can charge your Cerio at home directly by plugging into the socket. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle offers unmatched comfort, interior design, fast charging, long-lasting battery, and a portable digital ultra-silent genset for backup charging no matter your power situation anywhere. Visit our brand new and ultra-modern showrooms in Accra and Kumasi. In Kumasi, Asukwa, in front of the TAT yard on the Ak Mayanka Road. Call our hotlines on 0544 340589 and 0243 480 334. Anointed also stocks genuine spare parts and delivers after-sales services 24/7 for our Cerio Nano 3 EVs. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. Experience a legacy of luxury modernized. Cerio EV. Go electric.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Camera Giles, and I'm mixing better. Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy.
the legacies Busta Rhymes will leave in hip hop is the fact that he always experimented with drum beats. His drum beats were always a little bit different from the puspuche that we were all used to, right? It would always come with something different, from Dangerous to this one. This is one of my favorite songs right there. And he influenced a lot of other artists, including Cameron, who did Horse and Carriage, the song just before this one. Did you know that Cameron dated Beyonce?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Beyonce, she dated people power before Jay-Z. She dated Cisco.
That's
Unleash the Dragon.
Okay. I didn't know that one too.
Yeah, she
has done well.
She has done some. Anyway, it's 7:23 on the Super Morning Show right here on Joy.
23.
8:23.
Yes.
8:25. Hey.
Yes.
I don't want the
Don't
day
take
to
us
go.
back.
I don't want the day to go by.
As for the day, whatever you do,
it will go.
It will go.
Anyway, today we've got conversations, big conversations, and you need to be a part of them. We want you to tell us. You tell us. Why do you think the NPP lost? Why? Why do you think the NPP lost the last election? And of course, you can use the hashtag JoySMS when you post on X, or you can send it through to us on WhatsApp. Okay, you know the number 055 1111 997. We can't wait to share a few of your messages. Keep them coming. We'll read them all, right? Okay, but just before we get into it, let me remind you that if you're looking to upgrade your bathroom, you need to visit Chemo Home, all right, to enjoy some good deals. You can get a complete bathroom set, WC, basin, tap, and mirror, for less than 3,000 Ghana cedis, plus a 10% discount on all 30 by 60 wall tiles. Okay, you can also enjoy some clearance deals. So get to it, pick up some great stuff from Chemo Home. Visit their showroom. It's on Spintex Road near Manet Junction, or you can call 0244 334 947 for more details.
Now, are you ready to dream, dare, and deliver in the world of IT? Look no further, because Jackson Institute of Technology, the only NIIT authorized training center in Ghana. And at JIT, we provide world-class IT training for individuals and corporate organizations, equipping you with industry-relevant skills in software development, cybersecurity, networking, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, and more. We offer globally recognized certifications, practical job-ready training, and flexible hybrid learning options, which allows you to study online or on-site. Our expert instructors ensure hands-on learning experiences that prepare you for success in today's digital world. Conveniently located on the Ring Road near Circle in the heart of Accra's Central Business District, and in Kumasi at Jackson Educational Complex headquarters, at Udiasi near KNUST, GIT provides easy access for students and corporate clients, and their state-of-the-art auditorium is also available for corporate events, seminars, and training sessions. Call or WhatsApp now on 0596996037 or 0596996038 or 055271465, or visit their website jit.edu.gh. JIT, your gateway to a thriving IT career.
Now we all want a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, a little more butter on your bread. Because let's be honest, more is always better. Take NI for example. NI is living a life of more with the ABSA Ultimate Account. Now, the ABSA Ultimate Account isn't just a banking product for NI. It's a chance to have more. ABSA's Ultimate Account gives you retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis, plus hospital cashback benefits and access to seamless digital solutions. You get travel insurance of 1 million Ghana cedis and over. 30 other benefits are on the account. If you want more, of course you do. Then you need to get with ABSA, because more is always better. Sign up for an Ultimate Account today and get more. Your story matters. ABSA.
Now, this season, Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV, with so much content on offer. Your sport for choice. Get Unbelievable local entertainment with House of Clue, Shakalimbe Season 2, and Nigerian Idol Season 10. All on Aquaba Magic. Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, Formula 1, tennis and more. Laugh along with unbelievable kids edutainment like Paw Patrol, Bluey and SpongeBob SquarePants, and experience unbelievable international shows like Law and Order, Lioness, Special Ops, and Suits LA. So what are you waiting for? Just stay connected by dialing *759# today and own the unbelievable DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Okay. All right. So, shall we read a few of the messages that have come through?
Yes.
There's so many of them.
Lots of messages. Let me just, get to the messages. Okay. So, this one says, Kojo, I am NPP but with an objective mindset. NPP lost purely because of Akufo-Addo. He was intransigent, hard-hearted, and was running the country with arrogance. Why didn't he reshuffle when things weren't going well? Individuals like around him, like Nana Bidietu, Napo, Kenufurata, Gabi, helped him run this beautiful country down. NPP can only be relevant if Akufo-Addo and his cohorts are out of the factor. Even as a party member, you had to pay your way out to get any attention. And this is Kwame from Ahohoi.
Right.
Francis Ni Ayi says, Kojo, the NPP lost mainly because of Akufo-Addo. Ghanaians trusted him to do better, but he performed woefully. Colonialist, did a little above what Akufo-Addo did. And Yasmin says that Napo's gross disrespect is what caused NPP's defeat. Nana on the Spinters Road says, good morning, please. Where was Apenyo marking when his party pulled heaven and earth to remove Charlotte Osei as what chair of the EC? Duku from Paris says, greed. That's why they lost the elections. Adam says, arrogance and yentiobia. Kweku Ntakwa says, arrogance and insensitivity. This one says the NPP lost because the hardship was too much for Ghanaians. Meanwhile, they thought they were doing their best. For that matter, they didn't listen to Ghanaians anytime the people complained about their mistakes. In addition, their attitude indicated to Ghanaians that they were more important than other Ghanaians. And this is Kwesi in Akosua.
It's not just their attitude, they actually said it. You remember what's his name? Ayusi Boateng, who was made ambassador to South Africa, said that he would always serve NPP members before he serves other Ghanaians, because some Ghanaians are more Ghanaian than others. Remember that?
Okay, so he said he wanted to give work to NPP people.
And he said he would. He was Ghana's ambassador to South Africa, and he said he would always serve NPP members or help NPP members before other Ghanaians, because some Ghanaians are more Ghanaian than others. And after he said that, nothing happened to him. The president didn't reprimand him. He wasn't removed or demoted. He stayed in office to carry out his agenda.
Okay, let's get back to the messages. We'll be speaking to Musa Dankwa shortly. Lots of your messages. Let me just get back to them. And
this one says, if you don't mind,
sure.
I disagree with the attempts to whitewash Dr. Baumia. We were led to believe he was the man with a magic wand to fix our economy. Yet, once in power, he either actively participated in or stood by as the economy was ruined. To make matters worse, he took to the lecture podium to rationalize their incompetence. Both he and President Nanado, deserve equal blame. If he truly disagreed with the government's decisions, the honorable thing would have been to resign. And this is from Fire in the United Kingdom. Okay, a couple more. The NPP lost the 2024 elections because of arrogance of the then President Akufo-Addo and his family members in power. And that's from Ben Doc, who's in Pon Katamanso. This one comes through without a name, but it says, Kojo, please teach us how to pronounce fiscal and physical. Oh, okay, no problem. I've done that once. I'll do it again. People are pronouncing them almost the same. Okay, no problem. We'll do it again. Good morning, Kojo. The first thing that comes to mind is that the NPP government was too corrupt and didn't have the interest of Ghanaians at heart. That's from Gloria in Tema. Hashtag JoySMS, please. NPP was kicked out because of arrogance at the leadership level and total disregard of the needs of the average Ghanaian. Good morning. And this one is by Henry, who is writing from Fan Milk Junction. Good morning. The NPP lost the general election because of disregard, corruption, scandals, and economic hardship. And that's from Nakote, who is in Community 25. NPP was not future minded. Oh, okay. Was not future minded. I'm so sorry, I can't read this one. Can you help me out here? Was not future minded in what? They were not listening to detached.
NPP was not future minded and were not listening and detached from the people thinking we're villagers. Mind you, they're still making things worse for themselves. Even reverend ministers running from the truth, and that's Morrison from Dortmund. Cook says the arrogance of Nana and his appointees made it impossible for Ghanaians to notice or listen to the good policies of Bamia, hence the NPP's abysmal performance. Douglas Inoyarifa says, first thing that comes to mind when about the NPP losing the election is arrogance. Then Albert in Sakumono says, the NPP thought and still thinks that voters do not think. James from Bolga says they were so arrogant and were stealing from the country, allegedly, like the world was coming to an end. Johnny Nasin Fosu says they were power drunk. Efwa Nyankuma says the NPP wasn't a listening government. Now, One Nation says Akufo-Addo's reckless borrowing behavior and utterances. 2, Napo's attitude. 3, unprecedented hardship and suffering in Ghana. 4, abuse of power, misuse of state resources. Chairman Wuntumi, Simon Osei Mensah, and Brian Echampo. Doris the Red says, in my opinion, consistent reduction in my investments. Their MPs were so sure they will win their seats, so took their constituents for granted. Personally, I decided not to vote when Akufo-Addo single-handedly decided not to change the finance minister. Young_GA says the economy was mismanaged, no matter how they wanted to put it. Their leader acted like a demigod. Their members were actively involved in Galamsey, per a report of one of their own, Professor Frimpong Boateng. And their vice presidential candidates' utterances were unnecessary going into the elections. Grok_GH says, 3 things that made this ticket lose the elections: arrogance, unbridled corruption, and fulfilled promises. And Francis Nyameche says, Ghanaians just wanted a new phase in leadership. In another situation, some members of the NPP had their personal bitterness towards some decisions of the NPP leadership and decided not to vote at all. That's what gave the NDC the edge, because their supporters voted. Now, still on messages on X, at Asiedu Confidence says, Nanado and his wicked crew just had to be cut out from the party. That is all what we're asking for. And our Chief Adorable says, Ghanaians vote for change every 8 years. Akufo-Addo wasn't listening to the cry of the people. The appointees were just arrogant. All could see how within 4 years people amassed wealth without explanation, while majority suffered.
Interesting. Okay. Someone sent me one and wishes to remain anonymous. This is someone we all know. He says, Kojo, the NPP lost because of Nana Akufo-Addo's chair.
Okay, let's get to Musa Dankwa. He's joined us on Zoom. Let's have a conversation with him.
All right, Musa, thank you so much for your time. Musa Dankwa, of course, is the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics. They've been at the center of lots and lots of surveys. Of course, the most popular one in recent times being the fairly accurate survey prediction of the outcome of the elections. Since then, of course, they've also been taking polls on people's views of why the party lost. Musa, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Now, your report is fascinating, and we noticed that it kind of ranks in a certain order the reasons people gave for the loss of the NPP. And the former president, who was not on the ticket, stands out with over half of the respondents blaming him for the loss. What were some of the reasons behind that choice that was made by the respondents?
Thank you very much for having me. First and foremost, what we did was that we did an initial exploratory survey, which was open-ended, to find out what were the possible reasons in terms of personalities that people would assign or ascribe the blame to before we go to the field. So initially what we did was to ask people to tell us who they blame and for what reason, which was not published.
Right.
Now from that survey, we're able to shortlist the names that are frequently being mentioned by many voters, and that formed the base of the list that we sent out for close-ended survey. But in terms of the reasons people were given, obviously, I think from the text you read, people were kind of shocked by the behavior of the president. First, the comment he made, even in the Ashanti region, about if you don't vote for him, vote for somebody else, I think was really undercutting for many, many people. And also the sort of attitude that he adopted in terms of not listening, even to his own party, in terms of requests to remove certain people in government. Death, yes, fully. Nothing was done until very late in the campaign. And then also, obviously, the behavior towards the chiefs was not really going down well with people. And for that reason, people felt that he must take personal responsibility for the blame. I mean, for the loss MPP suffered in terms of individuals who may be assigned responsibility for the defeat.
But Musa, I mean, Dr. Bawumia, who was the party's flag bearer, had indicated when he presented his, vision statement in the first quarter of 2024, had said that he has his own vision, and clearly a departure from some of the things that President Akufo-Addo had implemented. For instance, he had talked about cancelling e-levy, he had talked about the betting tax, the COVID-19 levy. These were clearly a departure from policies by the Akufo-Addo administration. So beyond this, I mean, are you saying, what did the people say Bawumia didn't do right that cost him also?
In fact, prior to this survey, we've done some work earlier, and we asked voters which of the following candidates do they believe would hold the legacy of Akufo-Addo. And 78% of the respondents said Bawumia, they believe, is going to maintain Nana Addo's legacy. And only about 21% or so mentioned Mahama and other candidates. So people believe that he is quite tied to Nana Addo in every respect. And for that matter, it was difficult for him to distance himself from Nana Addo. And that he couldn't do even on the campaign trail, even though he said he has his own vision. People didn't see him making this argument strongly enough. And for that matter, he was tied at the hip with the president, the former president.
But I mean, talking about that also, you heard him consistently. The man says, I am my own man. Did people give you reasons, some of the things that he did that convinced them that he wasn't going to be a major departure from Akufo-Addo?
No, we didn't go there with the kind of qualitative research for that particular survey. So we didn't have the reasons why they believe that he's going to continue with his legacy.
But if just go ahead, make your point before I come in.
If you look at other surveys that we did, and we asked them which specific policies of MPP does he think maybe Bawumia or so would maintain. In fact, they checked every question, everything that Nana Addo had done. So it was really tough for him to really distance himself. And because he didn't voice out any opposition while he was in government to some of the things that were going on, I think people didn't trust him on that. Especially when he came to the E-levy, we knew he had misgivings, but he couldn't voice it out. And if he had done that at the time, I think people would have given him some kind of benefit of the doubt, but he did it.
I will come back to you on another research that you did that indicates that people still want Bawumia. But I just want to take you to something the NPP has consistently said, and whether your survey would find it. Because the NPP has always said that apathy, their members did not vote. And that's why. So they make the point that, John Mahama polling some 6,300,000 votes or 400,000 votes is just 150,000 increase of the 2020 number, while they saw a reduction from the 6.7 million. So clearly, this is a case of over 2 million people not voting. Is that proving in the survey that you've conducted?
Mathematically, that analysis is flawed because, look, the survey we conducted post-election shows that nearly 20% of voters who are self-identified MPP did not vote for MPP in the last election. 20% of their own base didn't vote for them. They voted for Mahama. Besides those who didn't vote at all. Now, if these guys had come to vote, they wouldn't change the dynamics of the numbers. They would probably voted the same way. Again, if you look at the data we just published, we have established that of the people who had planned to vote for Bawumia before the election, 17% did not vote for him on the day, even though they voted. 14% of that 17% went to Mahama. And that's why we saw that landslide we saw in the election. It was Bawumia's own voters who abandoned him at the last minute.
Now, speaking of that, I mean, your survey also identifies the portion of the blame that was given to Bawumia and his running mate. Tell us about the reasons behind those.
Look, if you look at the entire campaign, I mean, for Nanado, you could see his role and what people perceive to have been his contribution in terms of his actions and inactions. But for Bawumia and Mate, in fact, and Kennedy, Ken Uforiata, Ken, I think, took the can or carried the can for the performance of the economy, which was a bigger issue in the election. People felt that he messed up the economy and that they should be blamed for the make mess the country is in. But for Bawumia, you could see that his contribution to the loss was largely his deep link with Nanado and also his performance on the campaign trail. He and Matthew Prempe. I don't think the campaign was well executed. And if you look at how the campaign was carried out and the way the whole campaign was organized and communicated, it really fell below standards we expect from MPP. And that made him and Matthew Prempe carry the can for those kind of blames.
When you say the campaign fell below the standards of NPP, what do you mean?
You know, if you speak to anybody who has experience in monitoring campaigns in this case, election, I think this is the worst MPP campaign we've seen in terms of the messaging, communication, and even the performance on stage and how things are delivered. And also, if you look at the one-on-one DMB granted the media sometime in July, I think that press engagement really nailed the coffin for Bawumia among floating voters. It really didn't help him. And that was purely based on how he's performed on the campaign.
Let's pick them one after the other because some of these conversations, you and I have had them before. Let's look at when you say their performance on the campaign platform. What did people say was wrong with Dr. Bawumia's performance on the campaign platform? And then we'll get to this briefing shortly.
Look, first is the campaign song. You know, this country, people like their music. They like the campaign song to really ginger them and inspire them. The campaign song was just off the beat of the campaign. And also it was like a bit of, I don't know, people were struggling economically. And then the theme of that campaign song really didn't resonate well with people who are struggling. And then secondly, if you look at how the optics on the stage for Bawumia and his running mate, it didn't appeal to middle class and people of higher education. And even those with the senior high, it didn't appease them. And for that matter, we saw for the first time MPP losing votes of people who have tertiary qualification. That was the first time we've seen in the polling.
Now, a lot of those things you talk about, the NPP would also argue that the whole approach to the campaign was to appeal to the young people, the Gen Zs. Are you saying they were not impressed with the NPP's campaign strategy?
In fact, if they had monitored social media, especially TikTok, where these young people are, they would have figured out that this campaign strategy isn't working. Because on TikTok, they were really hammered. And I thought they would have kind of refined the campaign as the election approaches. But nothing was done. They didn't change gear. They didn't modify the campaign. They went as they started, and it was a disaster.
But in the midst of all of this, you've done another research that says that a lot of MPP people still prefer Dr. Bawumia as the flag bearer or presidential candidate for the 2028 general election. So where lies the problem then?
Look, people have been made to understand that you cannot just contest first time on MPP ticket and win. You must be given a second chance and sometimes third chance. And they believe that Bawumia has been well marketed, and for that matter, he should be given a chance to go again. I think these are the reasons that is driving his polling numbers among the MPP folks.
Oh, okay. So more of a case of he's been marketed, so we should give him a second chance. How about those who say he shouldn't go again? What are the reasons?
We haven't asked that question yet. We will do so eventually. But for now, we've given them a close-ended questions, and we haven't asked them why they are saying he shouldn't go.
Let me get your thoughts on something, because when it comes to the NPP's performance in the parliamentary elections, what do your analysis say?
Look, way back in July, we were predicting that MPP was going to get less than 100 seats in parliament. And we said that the bloodbath was going to come from Greater Accra, Central, and Western region. And lo and behold, that were the regions that delivered the most blow to MPP's parliamentary numbers. The numbers were so bad that even in the strongest areas of the MPP, in the Ablekuma areas, Ablekuma North, Ablekuma South, Lokankwi, you could see deep blue areas turning green, including Tema. And that was warning sign. And we were shouting and they were saying that no, that's not the case. And in fact, in the model that we predicted using our what we call the RLP model, we were predicting NDC to have 150 seats, certain. MPP was getting 99 seats, and about 26 of them were too close to call, and 4 or so were being independent. And those who were, which were too close to call, MPP won all of them. NDC won all of them, and went into the areas that were even safe MPP. It's like a bridge. It was not on my radar, but it fell. And those were the shocking revelations that we saw in this election.
What is it that they didn't do well? I mean, you've talked about, you made a general comment. They say, some of them have said, the parliamentary primaries did the NPP a lot of disservice. Is that what you saw also?
Look, you can't entirely say that there is a parliamentary service or primaries that did damage. The economy was in a very poor state. Nahado was very unpopular. At the time we went to the polls, only 36% of Ghanaians supported approved his performance. So the ticket was really being dragged down by Nahado, beside the economy. And there's no way MPP candidate in a very swing area will survive this albatross. Once they are voting against your president, it will not come down well for you.
You also may have heard that, so when it comes to the parliamentary, the conversation is that the electoral college, the delegate system, be looked at. Because I have heard members of parliament, some of whom, I mean, former members of parliament, those who lost their seats, make the point that when they were going around to campaign, the people asked them to actually bring the 1,000 and 2,000 that they paid to the delegates so they could also vote for them. How did the primary, by way of the inducement, affect them in the main election?
That it did very much so. When you were able to induce a small clique of people for them to elect you, then when you go to the field, the people also ask for their pound of flesh. And knowing that you have the money and you paid your way to get selected. So money became an issue. And unfortunately, it was a trap for them. Those who gave money in response actually lost. So the public set the trap for them. And I think it was a message that you can use money to buy primaries and come and get the vote from us. Hopefully going forward, this will have some changes made to them, because it's really driving democracy down the hill. And going forward, unless it is changed, it will have a very bad consequences on our democracy.
Musa, let's also talk quickly about the other survey you did recently that points to over half of respondents wanting the CJ removed. Now that was fascinating. The CJ herself, in the short time that she's been in office, it's very difficult to catalogue any long list of, issues that have come up surrounding her. However, half of your respondents say they want her out. What reasons are they giving?
Look, we didn't ask them to give us reasons, because they don't have the reasons why she's been removed. So we asked them a simple question, that there's a process at the moment with the petition to remove the Chief Justice. We don't have any evidence yet of any wrongdoing. Do you support the move to remove her? That was the question. So we informed them that we don't have any evidence so far publicly against her, but would they still support the move to remove her? And in that response, 52% said yes, they support the response. They support the move to remove her, while 20% said they don't support. Now, for those who said they have no opinion, were about, I think, let me check the number, about 18% or thereabout. Let me be precise with the number. There were about 10% no opinion, and 80% were neutral. Now, what we also did following that question is to ask those who didn't have an opinion, or those who opposed her removal, or they were neutral. And we asked them that if it is established that the CJ has broken the law, please indicate your level of support for her removal. Because we want to see whether they will shift positions if she is found to have broken any law with regards to her role as CJ. And in among those people now, 30% yes, they support the removal now, if there is an evidence against her. But 35% did not support the removal, regardless of the evidence that may be adduced against her. And 19% were neutral, and 16% did not have an opinion, even when she's broken the law.
That is fascinating, because that means that 19 plus 16 is actually 35. So would you see a connection there between the neutrals and no opinions and the ones who would change their minds if evidence is found?
Yeah, there's some link.
Which means that there are some people who just won't change their mind regardless, and they are the same ones who are supporting her being kept in office at the moment.
Exactly. But what we also did some analysis, the regional breakdown of those who support and those who oppose, and by and large, every region by majority support her removal except two regions, which is Upper East region and Ahafo, where they are divided.
Interesting. Well, I think this has been enlightening. We're so grateful to you for your time with us this morning, Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics. Let's do more of these in the coming weeks.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And there you go. That's the voice of Musa Dankwa. And let's take a break and come back and digest a bit more. Stay with us.
Happy holidays and Easter wishes. Want to make your home even more inviting and spoil the kids a little? Well, guess what? It's 20% off everything, home furniture and accessories, and a massive 30% off all toys. Plus, we've got fun activities for the kids in store. Don't miss out. Join us at Oka Decor from April 14th to 30th and experience the art of living. Happy Easter!
Do you know that NIT is back in Ghana?
Yes, you heard it right. NIT is back in Ghana, and Jackson Institute of Technology is the official partner. It's bigger, it's better, and it's here to revolutionize IT education in Ghana. Get ready for world-class training and unmatched opportunities powered by Jackson Institute of Technology. Jackson Institute of Technology is shaping futures with hands-on IT training for youth, students, and professionals. Courses include cybersecurity, Python programming, data analytics, networking and hardware essentials, and Microsoft Office suite. We offer flexible schedules, affordable payment plans, and expert trainers with globally recognized certifications. Scholarships are available for women and girls. Sign up early to grab yours. You can locate us in Accra at Abna Atia Towers, Ring Road Central, or you can call us to enroll on 059-699-6037 or 059-699-6042. Take the first step towards your dream career with Jackson Institute of Technology, where your tech future begins.
TCL's Easter promotion. It's big and bold. Buy 50-inch, 55-inch, or 65-inch TCL QLED Pro 4K Smart Android TV starting from 7,999 Ghana cedis and get free 32-inch TCL TV. Buy TCL 75-inch, 85-inch, or 98-inch TV and get free 43-inch TCL TV. The bigger the purchase, the better the deal. Buy TCL 115-inch QD Mini LED 4K TV and get a free 85-inch TCL TV. Discount so huge you will feel like a winner. Looking for TCL refrigerators, washing machines, water dispensers, audio soundbar, and more at cool deals? Rush to TCL showrooms and authorized TCL dealers in Ghana before stock runs out. Terms and conditions apply. TCL, inspire greatness.
Mommy, the needle.
Hello. Please add a pack of needle.
Sure. Sister, is that your daughter?
Yes.
The last time she came to buy needle by herself and I forgot to collect my money.
Oh, sorry. I'll pay today.
Don't be sorry. She made sure to remind me. I love her honesty. So well done.
Oh, thank you. Confident, curious kids will change our world. Nido is specially formulated with iron, vitamin C, and A. Nido, your love, their future.
This advert is FDA approved.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to Spintex Plaza, where living and working blend seamlessly.
Spintex Plaza, the place to be. Furnished apartments feel so free.
Imagine coming home to a luxurious furnished apartment with everything you need.
Rooftop pool, swim under the sky. Rooftop bar where the good times fly. Rooftop gym, get fit and strong. Spintex Plaza, you can't go wrong.
Spintex Plaza, your home, your work, your lifestyle. Come see us today or call us on 0241 327 363. www.spintexplaza.net. Building or renovating? Look no further. At Interface Limited, we have everything you need to create stunning spaces.
Transform your interiors with our top quality plasterboards, acoustic ceilings, and cement boards.
Step into style with our exquisite laminate and engineered floors. And for your data centers, durable raised access floors.
Elevate your outdoor spaces with our WPC decking and fencing.
Protect your home with our beautiful and reliable roof shingles, insulation, canopies, and PVC fascia boards.
Add a touch of elegance with our beautiful POP cornice roses and roses.
Quality, affordability, and style all in one place. Building a better Ghana, one space at a time. Visit www.interfacelimited.net or call 0274 999 999.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling.
Wow.
Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
LPG. I am from a jar and hotse. Nanso se en hobeti amawa agi se wodi adi dwuma yi. Ansa na wo beso wuja no. Hwea na hwe se mframeja ho nka biara enje ho. Se wote mframeja ho pampa na buebue apono ne mpoma no nyina eba ne saa a menso ana menum biara edi enyinam ahoden eye adwuma. Dundum eja biara a waso wo ho. Na frɛ onimdifo mano mmehwe ma wo. Fa semina nsuo gu mframeja tontruwa no ano. Se wo hu ahuro a natural se etue ampa. Ta ehwe se droban na etwe mframeja no hu ntue na ta sesa droban no acha preko mfie mienu biara echi. Hwe se abri biara wo be soja no wo bepa wo matches ansa na waso wo stove. Hwe se mframeja ne ho asode no adum abri biara wo mfandi dwuma biara. Nkratuo yi Free National Petroleum Authority aswe.
In your cup.
You're welcome back. It's 9:06 on the Super Morning Show, and got lots of info for you. First of all, let me tell you, Marina Mall is opening up a new branch on Spintex Road. It's brilliant. They're coming to your neighborhood. This is a chance for you to enjoy some great brands. Marina Supermarket is one of them. They've also got PMMC, Istanbul Harim, Exotica Saloon, as well as Green Health Dental Clinic. All of these are there as well. Don't forget Celebrity Style Fashion and many others. Go and enjoy them at the new Marina Mall on Spintex. They're opening on the 18th, and then they'll be there 18th to 21st. They are having an exciting Easter sales bazaar. Go and get some great deals. So you get amazing discounts of up to 50%. You get giveaways, and of course fun for the whole family with musical chairs and all kinds of kids activities for their enjoyment. So make it a memorable family shopping and fun experience this festive season at Marina Mall Spintex. You can call them on 055-668-7222 or look for them. They are at Marina Mall Spintex on social media, and go check out what they have in store for you. Marina Mall Spintex, redefining your shopping experience.
So get ready for MTN Stands in Worship 2025. It's bigger and better this year. You don't want to miss great performances from great artists like Tego's Sisters, Mosisoke, Hannah Mafo, Nasi, Empress Gifty, Bethel Choir, and a host of other spirit-filled artists. Join us on Easter Sunday, that's the 20th of April, at the Grand Arena at 6 p.m. for an unforgettable night of heavenly worship. Gospel legends and fresh voices will take you on a musical journey through the decades, blending classic hits with modern favorites. Dress up and show up in your all-white attire and be prepared for a heavenly night. Let's come together to celebrate God's greatness on MTN Stands in Worship 2025. It will be a heaven on earth experience, and this event is strictly by invitation.
Okay, now one of the great beachfront hotels in Ghana is the Best Western Plus Accra Beach Hotel. Good morning to the team there, including Theodore